2, 1, go. Hey guys, it's the Sellouts with no one. Well, yeah, that's it. Good night, everybody. No, I'm kidding. It's It's AJ
and Sean, and guess what? AJ just got out of jail.
I did. It's been a long time coming, and well, we're back with a new exciting episode of the Sellouts. Today's episode. Why don't you take it away, Sean?
Yeah, it's just going to be a bunch of internet stories. Most of them are about AJ and some of the stuff that he's done in his past.
Yeah, it's a long, very bitter past. No, but seriously, today's episodes are internet stories and fandoms. Good old, the good old classic pile of of degeneracy and weirdness.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've really scrolled down the internet forums and Wikipedias. But in preparing for this podcast, I was going over some old internet forums and some old fandoms. And yeah, it's about to get really weird.
Okay, so first we're going to start off with some internet stories. Sean, you want to go first? Or?
Yeah, we'll start it out with an all-time classic, the Ben Drowns saga.
Oh, we're starting out with Ben Drowns. All right, we can do that. We can do Ben Drowns.
All right, so AJ's really knowledgeable in this story, and I'll let him take it away.
All right, so basically, I think I don't need to really explain what Ben Drowns is. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother at this point knows the story of Ben Drowns, the creepypasta.
Might as well
I'll give a recap.
Might as well give it a recap.
I'll give a recap.
Then we can go into the ARG that happened after it. So yeah, go ahead with it.
I'm gonna give a quick recap. Oh, excuse me. Bit recap of the story. So basically, it's about this haunted game cartridge, the Majora's Mask. So the story goes, this kid, he was going through a garage sale one day at this strange guy's house. He found a copy, like an unmarked copy of Majora's Mask, and he bought it. And when he was playing it, he recorded it, and when he was playing it, it started acting very weird. Very creepy. There was a lot of save files that didn't really want to work right. Eventually, he deleted a save file that was called Ben. That was already there. He tries to do like a glitch. I forget what the glitch is.
If I remember correctly, he was trying to like glitch to the first boss really quickly or something. I don't remember.
Quit insert. I've never played Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the story. He does a glitch, but instead of sending him to where he wants to go, it takes him to the Skull Kid area, where Skull Kid starts laughing at him, and then Link is already dead. Then I believe the game crashes, and when he reloads the game, there's a new save file. It's just called Ben Drowned, and then it takes him. Then when he tries to load it, it takes Link to this area where he just drowns, and then Skull Kid's just laughing at him while it happens. And the story ends with the author saying now that he's accidentally put it on the internet, Ben has escaped and is now haunting the internet.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the story that everyone knows. Now, what a lot of people don't really notice is that there is an actual continuation to the story, like an ARG that this guy tried to create, and to my guess, it wasn't that really successful since no one's ever heard of it.
I think less that it wasn't successful, more that it I think a lot of people collectively chose not to think about it because it does ruin the mystery of Ben Drowns. I mean, Ben Drowns was I think a good story for the most part. Comparing to other creepypastas, it was a good one. There's very few good creepypastas.
I mean, when you're comparing it up next to Jeff the Killer, I mean, it's an absolute masterpiece.
I think I like this one in Pokemon Black, though. If you actually do hold them up to actual anything scary, they kind of fall short.
I mean, it's not really. I mean, when you think about it, it's nothing special, but yeah, it's good early internet lore. All right, so let's kick it off with the next part of the story.
Oh, the next part of the story. So, if I remember correctly, so the first part, the one everyone knows, is what's called the haunted cartridge arc. That's basically the one everyone thinks about, the thing that's in every top 10 creepypasta list and urban legend myth. But yeah, the story doesn't actually end there. There's a lot of other parts. So the creator, he uploaded all these to 4chan. By the way, this is where it originally came from. So the next part of the story, the arc, is called the Moon Children arc. This ARG that the creator made, he created a website. I think it was called Moon Children or something. But basically, the website's about this a cult that worships a moon god or goddess. The goddess is called Luna, by the way.
Bruh.
It couldn't even called Midna. Couldn't even be Midna.
Sailor Moon Maxing.
Sailor Moon Maxing. Yeah, it was Luna. Anyway, so the belief is that, I don't know, this is the last human age. Everyone's going to die soon. It's vaguely related to the whole plot about the moon falling to Earth, like in Majora's Mask.
Pretty much every cult basically says that.
Yeah. Well, basically, it starts with a cult leader. I forget his name. I think his name was Cyrus. Anyway, it's not really important because he's murdered 2 years before the game begins. Before Majora's Mask is released. There wasn't much about the Moon Children's arc because the actual author he stopped updating at this time. The last thing he did was an April Fool's joke where it's the original Ben Drown's video, and at the end they played Donkey Kong music, it's like an edit. It's just a shit post.
Well, what I don't understand is, I was like, you said that the cult leader died before Majora's Mask released. So was Nintendo like working with this cult to release Majora's Mask and like tying it to their whole cult thing?
I don't think so. I don't think Nintendo has really anything to do with it in lore. I mean, obviously in real life, no, but in lore, I don't think Nintendo has anything to do with it. For what I recall, the whole story is, the reason I keep saying as I recall is because the stories are all over the place. The lore is inconsistent, and there's like fan parts, and then what is canon, what isn't canon. The guy kind of changes it as he goes on. There's a fundraiser where you pick your own adventure, who's the most highest donator. They get to choose what happens next. Basically, so there's this company that's like related to the Moon Children. So, by the way, this is like 5 real years later. Like, he stops in 2016 and I think re-uploads after COVID. So it was like for a year of not uploading. I think it was 2020. The Awakening arc begins where it's revealed that like there's this company that's behind everything, and they're experimenting with the game. There's multiple AIs called Father and Children.exe or whatever, and basically one of they trap spirits in the game, and spirits of kids. So if you like die in the game, it sends you there.
It kind of reminds me of like FNAF in the FNAF movie.
Yeah, where it just rapidly gets out of control. Yeah,
they just start putting the souls into the animatronics.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they stole some idea from FNAF or whatever came first.
Yeah, the whole thing really is that it's revealed later. They kind of do drop that it is the souls of children, and then just say they're AIs, that they aren't real children, they're AI. Ben specifically isn't a child; it's a rogue AI, and he's not actually evil. He's just trying to protect the player, or something.
He's trying to, but wasn't it implied at the very beginning of the first story that the Ben was trying to kill him and like following him?
I don't know. I think it wasn't Ben. It was a different AI disguised as Ben, but Ben at the end protects the player. It's unknown. There's a whole part where the main person who's been recording it all, the original player, he wakes up in basically the back rooms in a hotel somewhere.
The back rooms?
Yeah, it's basically the back rooms. It's this weird hotel room, and then there's this guy in a gas mask who kidnaps him or like kills him. Then there's this girl who has to play the game. It basically ends up kind of being like Saw. I don't care enough to explain it because it's kind of confusing and isn't really that good, and it really does ruin the horror aspect of the original story.
Didn't you say it like turns into more like sci-fi or something?
It does quickly turn to sci-fi, yes. Like it very badly written.
Like, wasn't there like aliens that came in at one point?
Oh yeah, I think the whole reveal that there was aliens, that this was like an alien experiment.
That's what makes it so shitty. Like, it was an interesting like sci-fi horror story, like, oh yeah, it's a haunted cartridge that a person, like maybe a kid died and the soul got into the cartridge or whatever, and then they had to be lazy about it and then do aliens. I mean, that's why I say like aliens are like the most lazy idea of evil or like monster ever, because it's just like an easy cop out.
Yeah, just imagine if like Jeff the Killer, instead of it being like he's just a psychopath, instead the ending was it was a CIA psyop all along.
Yeah, or he was a time. Yeah, he time travel. Like this is future self time traveling, or alternate dimension self.
Yeah, or something like that.
Some shit. Because I don't know what it is. Like aliens, time traveling, and the CIA are like the three most overused, boring topics in any movie.
Yeah.
When you just look at it as a whole, it's like really garbage.
It's really not good. You could also say the same for Sonic.exe. I don't really want to go into that. That's an equal story where basically, like, the premise was ruined by more lore added on, unnecessary lore added on, just incredible more.
Yeah, because wasn't that the one with like Sonic with the bleeding eyes?
Yeah.
It was like a haunted, like similar story with Ben Drown's like a haunted cartridge with like evil Sonic in it.
Yeah, it's just as terrible. I don't know why that was the most popular. It started the whole fucking EXE trend.
Like, what was the whole? What lore did they add to it? Because it was really just.
All right, so basically, there's this fucking demon that like terrorizes things throughout time, but it turns out the demon is a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, so decided to take the form of Sonic the Hedgehog and possess this game.
Was it like the demon plays Sonic? Like, why was he specifically a fan of Sonic?
I don't know, because kids liked it the same way Pennywise shows the form of a clown.
Huh.
I don't know. I think the original person who wrote it, like in lore, was like this girl who finds it, and then she gets possessed by it. There's a whole lot of it, and I don't really care about it because it's horribly written.
Well, I mean, I remember this one time I was in church, and this kid in one of the upper pews had a Sonic EXE doll.
Oh my god.
And I wanted to cringe into the ninth dimension.
That hurts me.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ben Drown, I mean, I remember listening to that story early on, like when I first got my phone and I was listening to like stories on the internet. I mean, like everyone else, I heard that story, and I thought it was interesting. I don't know.
I think I saw it do Watch Mojo.
Watch Mojo, that's one of the shittiest YouTube channels ever. This is brought to you by the CIA government. For all those people that are spying on you and are coming for you, choose the CIA.
Listen, if you're afraid about people spying on you, how about one more? Yeah.
CIA, the U.S. American CIA, Central Intelligence Agency.
Okay, we get it, Sean.
This is also brought to you by the KJV. All right.
Okay, you can stop now, Sean. It's jokes. You failed the first time. No need to
Shut
continue.
up. All right. Do we have anything else more to say about Ben Drown, or do you want to move to the next topic?
I don't know. I forget. I think the guy, he moved on to do some other stuff. I forget what he's working on now. Probably shouldn't leave that off to say. I tried.
I mean, I don't really. There's nothing much else.
I forget his name. Was it? I forget who created it. His name was like a Deducible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deducible. If anyone's interested, you can go check out the guy's YouTube channel.
Yeah, and we got the Wikipedia basically gives a rundown of it.
I knew a lot of people did believe Ben Drowns was real.
I mean, for a little bit, I did think of that. Yeah, too.
I didn't, but like it's a good for what it was. I don't know if I can think of it the same way now, knowing it's all kind of bullshit. Again, kind of like FNAF. Oh, by the way, Ben does stand for Behavioral Event Network. So yeah, Ben was an anagram. There wasn't a real child named Ben. It was an anagram, or not anagram.
For a robot, yeah.
Not fucking anagram. Abbreviation.
Yeah.
The Immortal software. That's right. It's a fucking Immortal software.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's Ben Drown for you. Let's move on to our next topic.
Next topic.
Let's go right into the Nintendrons.
No, I thought we were gonna talk about more internet stories, like like the Xbox.
Oh yeah, fine. Before we go to Nintendo, let's talk about the Xbox. AJ told me for a couple weeks ago. I was driving over to this one restaurant. He's like, "Hey, Sean, you want to hear something that's really fucked up?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Yeah, so there's this this one dude, he backstory. The PC Master Race area, there was a whole trend where it's like try and take something a shell and try and turn that shell into a PC.
Turn really anything into a PC.
Yeah.
Like a fish tank, popcorn bucket, just old stereo. Just like take anything and then try to make it into a PC case.
But yeah. And he sent me a picture. He's like, yeah, so you just gave me a rundown of that. He's like, yeah. And he's like, you want to see something really messed up? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? And then he sends me a picture. And it was an old Xbox dev kit that someone turned into a PC.
Yeah. You kind of busted too early, man. I was gonna hype up to that. But yeah, so he shows an Xbox. So it shows an Xbox. It's like, dear PC Master Race, look what I did. I turned this Xbox into a PC. But as Sean implied, it was no ordinary Xbox. It was no ordinary original Xbox. It was an Xbox dev kit. And anyone who knows anything about game development or just anything about video games will be cringing when you hear that. And the people on PC Master Race recognized what it was immediately. You see, you know what a dev kit is, Sean? You know what it does?
Yeah, isn't that, it's like basically the first iteration of the console where you hand it out and the people start using it to make their games early on.
Oh, yeah, basically, yeah. This is what developers basically use to create games on, build upon games. Obviously, dev kits is what a lot of like developers use for like a company. Like so, Microsoft. There's a lot like on the original Xbox dev kit. That's what Halo was made on, the original Halo. And on these dev kits are going to be unreleased games, game source files, unreleased trailers, demos, old models, trailers, more just prototype games that were never released, demos and trailers that were never released, bunch of source codes, bunch of just a bunch of stuff that's very valuable and you can't replicate. Like very important stuff. And this guy gutted it and made it into a PC.
And from the looks of it, and from what I heard, from what I've read on the Reddit pages where he posted it, it wasn't even that good of a PC. It looked like a really shitty PC that he made.
Yeah, even if it was a good PC, this is destroyed something so valuable. Like, you can't really comprehend how important that is. Like, you can't get that back, by the way. Like, any of that stuff that he destroyed, you can't get that back. You cannot find it anywhere else. So there could have been unreleased games, like source codes for games we don't have, that were just destroyed.
For a shitty PC that, from what it said on the internet, it was like a really shitty PC. Like one of my favorite things that I'm reading on it, on the Reddit page where the dude posted it. By the way, he deleted his picture and his posts.
And his entire account, and rightfully so. I mean, you can't really hide the shame.
Yeah, one of the dudes posted, gutting an Xbox development tower and turning into a case for a shitty gaming PC is the PCMR equivalent of discovering an ancient Roman city, then dumping all the furniture, corpses, pottery, art, etc. into the ocean because they're obsolete, and then filling the remaining building with sofas from IKEA. I mean, that basically fits the idea of what that was and what happened perfectly to a T. I mean, that dude absolutely destroyed like one of the biggest things in gaming history, because to my knowledge there's not many Xbox dev kits anymore, is there?
No. I think there were only 60. I could be completely wrong, but I believe I read somewhere that there was only 60 out there.
Here, let me look it up. Yeah, but
luckily the comments are just crucifying the guy, and rightfully so. You need to know how bad he fucked up. But it does get worse. He tried to backtrack. He's like, guys, don't worry.
yeah, it says right here is about 1,000.
Oh, nice.
So, which is still not a lot.
Yeah, no, it could have been worse. You could have the fucking Halo source code on there. But, like, listen, he tried to backtrack. He's like, guys, don't worry. I still have the parts. They're right here. He shows off, like, all the components, and he puts it on carpet. He puts all those chips on carpet. Which, if you didn't realize, carpet conducts. So...
And didn't, like, all of it short circuit or something?
I don't know if it did or not. You never elaborated further. So it's quite possibly they did, but it was just... hurt. It hurts, man, dude.
He sends the picture, and then you notice that the carpet's all scorched black. It's, I don't know. This is like one of the biggest travesties ever. OP is a blundering dipshit who thinks his colossal fuck up is funny.
Oh yeah.
Some of these comments are hilarious.
You want to read off a couple more?
Yep, he made an important piece of history into a tacky case for karma.
Yeah, that's about right.
I don't. What else could we get? I don't know. We did get a piece of gaming history and then replace it with subpar parts.
I still don't know. I don't think he ever elaborated where he got it. That's the wildest part. No one knows.
I fear that. The thing that I fear is that his dad used to work for Microsoft, and he was given that, or that was like given to his dad, and he saw it, and then he just took it and turned it into a PC.
That is possible. And then again, I think he would have to ask his dad for permission, or maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just took it.
Which again, that would make it even worse.
This reminds me of a story that I found. So when I was searching for the
dev kit story.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. I found on X this picture of a Halo 2 Mountain Dew vending machine. And it has, as the post says, a bunch of graffiti on it. And after selling it at auction, they said, after selling it, we cleaned up all the graffiti and now it looks really good. They restored it. Not realizing that all the graffiti is from the people that made the game and the voice actors that signed the vending machine for the Mountain Dew promotion.
Now we have no evidence that's real, but if it is real, that just stings. That absolutely stings.
I mean, that's not as bad as the Xbox dev kit, but looking at it, it's like you just destroyed a big piece of history for... I mean, all about the reason why it was sold at that value during the auction is basically gone because you got rid of it all.
Well, how much was it?
Let me sign into my X account. Let me pull it up. Okay. That's my phone saying that someone signed into my X account. That's not what I was...
Well, anyway, while Sean tries to find it, I'm just gonna... I'll talk about more stuff.
The Elephant Man.
Alright, we'll stop. While Sean looks on X to try to find it, just type it in, Sean. Go back. I think I can tell you a brief other story about like online destruction, or at least something close to it. Now, this isn't as bad because it still exists.
Here it is.
Oh,
this seems like if let's see. It's just more people making fun and clowning on it.
Oh, does not say how much it was.
Thank the Guardian's not gonna lie, it looked really tacky before. Whoever cleaned all of that off is a fucking idiot. Why would you do this? It's erasing art and history.
Though I would love to buy like the Halo 2 vending machine or this.
Bro, that ain't graffiti. Those are the devs' signatures.
Bro,
Oh.
Bro, I would love just to actually buy a Halo 2. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's expensive as hell, but it's like you put that in your room, not your room, just in your house. That's gonna be solid. Yeah. That would be my most cherished possession. The first thing I take out if there's an event of a fire, an event of a nuclear apocalypse. I'll just get inside. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the original story. I was talking about like another example of just dumb decisions with video games.
Yeah, it's. I just see there's a GIF of Pikachu crying, saying, "No, this is the dev signatures. Why would you do that?" Mm-hmm. It's so bad. Yeah.
So as I was saying, there was this guy, he posted on Reddit that he found a StarCraft disc, and this golden disc had the source code for the OG StarCraft, I believe. And I don't know where he got it, but he somehow bought it from someone or just bought it at a flea market or online. And he didn't really know what he had, and everyone on Reddit was just saying, "Dude, do you know how important this? You need to like upload this. You need to upload the source file. You have the source code. Like we can do so much stuff with this. We can remake the game or just like add on to it, fix lost stuff." And like he didn't really know what to do. Some people said he should sell it. Some people said he should keep it and keep the value, or just upload it. But he decided to do none of that. He just decided to give it back to Blizzard for nothing.
What? No!
Yeah, he decided to give it back to Blizzard for literally nothing. And like the only thing he got was I think like a hoodie for Diablo.
What?
And I think an invocation to BlizzCon the following year.
No.
And as we all know, Blizzard has done nothing with StarCraft. Granted, I've never played StarCraft, but just hearing that does kind of make my blood boil a bit.
Yeah, I never played StarCraft either.
But like he kind of doubled down too. He kind of said like, "Listen, it's their property. They have the right to do whatever they want with it." And everyone's just like yelling at him, and he just kept arguing in the subreddit, just saying like, "Listen, I have the right to give it to them. They asked me for it, so I gave it to them. Listen, I'm happy I did the right thing. It would be illegal to pirate it." Like he was just going on and on about like showing off the source code was like wrong of him to do, and that he's glad he didn't. Like he just started defending the multi-million-dollar company.
Dude's the kind of guy that would defend his wife cheating on him, saying, "My wife has the right to do whatever she wants. If she wants a boyfriend, then she has the right to go and cheat on me."
All right, yeah, calm down there, Sean. But yeah, that is exactly actually that is exactly how it was.
That's why I said it, and then. But yeah, I don't know. That just hurts hearing, because think about all, like, you could have had you had the source code and you can do so many you could have made your own DLC for it.
Look, don't get me wrong, I'm a coding idiot. I know nothing about code, but I do know how important the source code is. I know, like, there's a lot of source codes for games that have been lost. Obviously, the original 2 Fallouts, the source code for those 2 games have been lost.
Yeah. Yeah. So what exactly does the source code do, for the people that don't know?
Again, like I said, I don't know really much about it, but I know the source code. It's basically the true essence of the game. If you want to like TF2 and Valve, like the source code, the original source code for the source engine, all that stuff was released, and people have made mods upon fixes and bug fixes for all the original Valve games.
So basically, what it sounds like is that it's just this. It's like the game, like when they program the game, that's like the code that they have.
Yeah.
And then if they release that, people can go in and fix a problem that they're having.
Basically, the raw form of the game.
So yeah. So and you don't have to get like your own game and like rip the game file off the disc or whatever it is, and then post. It's like
even if you ripped it off from the disc, it wouldn't be the source code.
Well, it's a lot easier to get the actual fix. I mean, yeah, it's not the source code, but it would make it a lot easier for you to make edits.
And there's more stuff there's more stuff in the source code that's not in the discs. And
well, like there could be stuff like taking out content that they wrote out or something like that.
I believe so. Now, I could be wrong, and I'm sure anyone who does know code is probably shaking their head at how wrong we're getting this.
Yeah, we're gonna probably get crucified in the comments section about how bad we're doing really shitty job explaining it. But I mean, that's at least my basic knowledge of what I'm getting out of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's that story. On to the next topic. What was the other one?
You wanted to talk about?
No, there was another one. I'm trying to remember. We had a long list. We had the Xbox. We had.
I mean, let's. I think we should. You want to start talking about fandoms, or do you want
to? We can jump straight into fandoms.
Since we're on the video game topic, let's start out with the Nintendrones.
Oh, you want to go straight to the Nintendrones?
Yeah, since we're on the video game topic and we're talking about source code, and the last dude talking about the Blizzard disc, handing it back, that perfectly segues into the Nintendrones. Because that's when you think about it, that's a very Nintendrone mentality, or like a Nintendrone mindset that they would do that and be like, you know what, there should be no piracy. Nintendo has the right to resell a game for the 30,000th time and charge it for $50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of agree. But I think before we begin, we should kind of talk about just our opinions on fandom, or just why we talk about this. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with fandoms. Obviously, fandoms keep communities alive. Well, they are the community.
Well, yeah, it's. I would say. I mean, I would say in a loose sense, I'm a part of part of fandoms that I follow, but I think what we're gonna talk about today is
like elitists, the degenerate elements, the elitists.
Yeah, when it goes too far.
Yeah. The elitists, the bad elements of fandoms.
Like even with Nintendo. Like I don't hate Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo fan.
We should just go off our views on Nintendo, what we think about Nintendo. Yeah, you go first, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I've played Nintendo games basically almost like my entire life. That's like as far back as I can remember. I played Nintendo consoles. Like one of the first game consoles I remember playing is the Wii, and it's like. And then later on we bought a Wii U, and I got the Switch basically like day one. We got the Switch 2 day one. Like my brothers sat out in the cold while I was at work waiting for the Nintendo Switch 2. So I mean I'm in no sense of the means anti-Nintendoite because I do like Nintendo games. I mean some of my most favorite games of all time are Nintendo games. It's just. Some of the fans are bad, and Nintendo can be bad sometimes. That's my stance on Nintendo.
Funny enough, I was on the opposite ends of the line for the Nintendo 2 release, a Switch 2 release. I was working at GameStop when we were releasing it. So, but
want to give a quick rundown of what you were doing on the Nintendo Switch 2 release before we go into the Nintendo's?
Maybe not, but no, I'm kidding. I'll go into it. But first I'll just explain my views on Nintendo. I like Nintendo. I love those are like some of my first consoles. Obviously I had the Wii, and then I had the Game Boy.
Did you get the Wii U?
I never got the Wii U.
I also had a 3DS too. Like the 3DS I was very big into. But yeah,
the 3DS. Those were some of my favorite games. I played a lot of games on my DS and Wii. That's what I grew up on. I had the Wii Play, had Wii Fit. I had Super Mario Bros. The new Super Mario Bros. I played a lot of Pokemon games on the DS. I enjoyed Nintendo. That was like my favorite console. And I did go through that phase in middle school where I thought like everything Nintendo was cool. I definitely went into that like the angry video game nerd JonTron type of mentality where like. If I get enough money, I'm going to get an original NES.
Yeah,
I'm going to get an SNES. I'm going to get a Game Boy.
Yeah, I was in that phase too in middle school. I was like very big into AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, JonTron. And I was like, yeah, you know what, definitely, I'm going to go and buy myself a NES. I'm going to buy Batman for NES. It's like, later on I realized, okay, yeah, those consoles are pretty much going to break within like the next 10 years.
Well, not even that. It's just like, I think why like those. There's a lot of stuff we take for granted with modern games. I definitely think while there's charm to the old NES games and the NES console, SNES and SCN games. Let's face the facts. A lot of them are very dated. They're very dated. If you get the idea.
And a lot of them are really bad games. Like all the good games that you'd ever want to play on the NES, they've been re-released on modern consoles. So all that's really left on the NES, on the original NES games and console, are just all the bad games that no one wants to play. So why play on lesser hardware that's going to break in like 5 or 10 years, and all you're going to be playing is games that you can either get on newer consoles or just shitty games.
Yeah, the games that were never ported are usually not that good. Like, again, there's always, I guess, emulation. I know a lot of people like physical stuff, but that's a totally different conversation. We can say that for a different day.
I'm only really autistic about the playing on the original consoles when it's like games that haven't been re-released.
Yeah, that's true. I eventually did get a Game Boy. I bought one recently, and it has its charm, but again, its flaws. Obviously, no backlight.
It's green, like a.
No, I got a Game Boy Color.
Okay, you got a color.
Yeah, I got a Game Boy Color.
Okay, yeah.
There's its charm, but there's a lot of stuff you take for granted that, like, the old stuff is kind of downgrades for. I know there's a lot of stuff that's nostalgia, but I would much rather play those games on a newer console or just something far more updated version. Anyway, I did eventually grow out of that. I got an Xbox 360, and I just kind of became an Xbox guy from that point onward, and I kind of left really Nintendo behind. Then I grew up and realized how kind of shitty a company Nintendo really is.
Yeah. So tell us about the story of the Switch 2 release when you worked for GameStop.
All right.
For like 2 weeks. No, I'm kidding.
It was a summer employment, but
yeah, I know. I was just fucking around.
All right, let's not try to speak over each other.
Okay.
Yes.
Just go.
I'm kidding. All right. Welcome to
AJ.
Welcome to the most unprofessional podcast ever, everyone. At the 35-minute mark.
This is just to let you know. This video is brought to you by the IKEA and the country of Sweden
and the collapsed Roman Empire.
Yes. All right. So continue what you were saying, AJ.
So I was hired for the Switch 2 launch. That's what that entire summer thing was about. The entire summer employment was building up to the Switch 2 release. They trained me a bit. Granted, I didn't go fully through training because a lot of stuff I wouldn't need to do because it was just for that Switch release and I'll be let go afterwards.
Yeah.
But come night, it was, I think GameStop was open the latest it possibly was. We had a long line of people outside. It was me and 3 others, like an older lady, and a woman in her 30s, and a guy my age. And we were supposed to like deal with everyone coming in. The manager of the store wasn't there, but he kept calling us like every 30 minutes to see if everything's all right. Which at that point, dude, just kind of be there. But we get everyone ready. We go out there. We make it perfectly clear. Hey, we want your ticket ID. We want your receipt and just ID, so we know you're the person who bought it. We made it absolutely. Please have your receipt ready, and everyone get in line. They kind of got in line, like a neat line numbered, but eventually we just kind of got everyone into just single file. So we started calling up people who had a certain number, and it was smooth at first, though the main problems did arise when people just kind of went like, hey man, I don't have my receipt. I deleted the email with the receipt on it. Can I still get it anyway? No, dog. No.
You're not going to get a free Nintendo Switch 2.
We need evidence you bought it, dude. And then another one, we're like, guys, please have your receipt ready. Hey, I left it at home. Can I still get it here? I'm like, dude, can you just go home and get it? I can. Then go do that. We're going to be here until 1 in the morning, so you might as well go get it. Hey, dude, I drove all the way here from, Mobile. Listen, can I just get my Nintendo Switch? Brother, why'd you drive her from Mobile? But, sure, dude, you have your receipt on you? Well, I don't have it on me. It's at my computer at home.
Well, then why, dude? Why? Couldn't you have got... It would have been a lot easier if you went to the Mobile game.
Or the dozens of other Xbox, dozens of other GameStops in between.
Yeah.
But,
I swear, there's a lot closer GameStops to... I can probably find a lot... there's a GameStop in the freaking mall.
Yeah. But he was able to just ask his wife who was at home, just send him the email to his phone.
That was good. Wasn't there a dude that gave you like a really hard time and was starting to yell at you and you had to tell him to leave?
I'm trying to think, was there?
Because I remember they're saying a dude that said that he was like from Crestview or something. Like he's like, hey, where's your receipt? He's like, I don't have it on me. It's like, well. Then I can't give you. It's like he started yelling. He's like, I pre-ordered it.
Oh yeah, there was that guy. So
yeah.
It wasn't that you didn't have a receipt. It's just he just assumed that you could just buy it opening night.
Oh yeah, so you just buy it opening night.
Like, hey dude, we don't have any others. He's like, dude, I've been waiting this line for hours. Dog, we made it perfectly clear. You need a receipt. You need to have pre-ordered it. It doesn't release until tomorrow. That's the whole point.
It's a pre-order.
It's a pre-order, dude. You sat in the entire line when we made it clear multiple times, and then he starts yelling, and he leaves.
And then, when you were standing in the line, and my boy AJ was doing really shitty trivia about angry video game nerd and like Nintendo history.
All right, shut up. That's not what happened. It was inside. Then I talked about Nintendo lore.
Yeah, it was like really shitty trivia, and at the very end, your last trivia question is like, what video game company or what company?
Jonathan, I can tell my own story.
survived,
I can tell my own story, Jonathan.
Survived from being shut down by a bunch of Redditors buying up stock, and they're like GameStop, and that's when you start.
You're not funny. You're not funny at all. You're not funny at all, Sean. Okay, no. That's kind of what happens. I was put in charge of trivia. There was somewhat of a thing we had to do trivia. It was very unorganized, but we had everyone
like
in
this podcast.
I like the podcast actually. That's a very good comparison, Sean.
Yeah, now tell the story, damn it. After I just interrupted you. Okay, yeah, it's about the trivia.
So we have everyone sitting down, and I just go through trivia questions. They didn't give me a trivia sheet. I think they expected me to make it up. So I just pulled up some Reddit questions and just other questions like, hey, some Nintendo trivia. Then I started making my own questions. So I obviously do the GameStop lore one. Then I start with easy ones. What were the first 3 starters in the original Pokemon game?
Did anyone get that right?
Yeah, some people did. Though some people apparently did it. Some guy said, Torchic!
That was one of them, but that was like later on.
The original Pokemon game, in the original Red and Blue.
No, I'm guessing they just thought like a starter Pokemon from a game.
No. Then more I was asking. The second, most people got that one, but then the second question I thought was easy, but no one got asked. What is a famous Russian video game that was from the Soviet Union that debuted with the Game Boy and was one of the highest grossing games ever?
Ooh, Stalin's 5-year plan simulator.
Get the fuck out, Sean. You're not funny. Get the fuck out. You're not funny. No, it's Tetris. And
hey, kill all the kulaks, or else you'll be thrown into the gulag.
Yeah, that's about right. That was the plot of Tetris, if I recall. No,
but yeah,
no one got that for some reason. No one knew it was Tetris.
Well, I'm guessing not a lot of people. I mean, Tetris back in its original inception, it was very heavily like the idea of the theming was Russia. But if you look at Tetris nowadays, and even the Tetris themes nowadays, it has like basically nothing to do with Russia anymore. It's been de-Russified, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, all that's left is like the Russian hat dance, and that's about it.
Yeah. Then some more trivia questions. I try to get hard ones, then some easy ones. Which video game series had the controversial mission No Russian, the famous FPS series? Oh yeah, Battlefield. That was it.
Call of Duty.
No, some of you people, some guy did say COD Black Ops. I'm like, you're close, man.
You're close. You're 1 year off.
You're 1 year off. I'm like, okay, half of you need to leave. Half of you need to leave. Half of you guys don't get your Nintendo Switch.
Honestly, yeah. If you couldn't guess like some of those easy questions, you should have given it to the dude that drove there and wanted to order it.
Yeah, maybe he maybe have got it. The next question I asked was like, what 3 games like what game pack included Portal, Half-Life 2, and TF2?
Okay, so that one's. I would say that's a little bit more.
That was challenging. That was like level 5.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know it's the orange box.
It was the orange box. Some guy said, "Oh, I got. Isn't it the Xbox Game Pass?" No, dude, no. Some people like just didn't know it. 2 guys said, "Yeah, it's orange box." Like, yeah. I had some more. I was like, which Mario game first included Yoshi?
Mario World.
Yeah, Mario World. But some person said, "Ooh, I got it. It's Mario Galaxy." No, get the fuck out. Get out. No, get out.
You lose your Xbox. You lose your new Switch too.
You lose your Switch too.
Every question you answer wrong, you lose your Switch 2 pre-order.
Yeah, you guys lose your Switch 2 pre-order. Like, that's it. You guys are done. Get out of my... Another one I asked was, alright. I'm trying to think of, like, easy questions. Like, what is the highest grossing game ever?
Minecraft.
Yeah, it's Minecraft, but only the kids got that one.
That's surprising.
Yeah, that is surprising. No one guessed. None of the adults guessed Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, all right. Now that we got our ideas of Nintendo,
I have one more bit of that.
Okay,
I forgot
go
to tell. So at the very end, when we were packing up, while we were waiting for we couldn't let everyone in at once. We had to wait for a specific time to allow people to come get their pre-orders for some reason. But while we were waiting, I was sitting there, kind of just listening to the same previews over and over again on the TV, and I started looking through the old GameStop magazines. And while I was doing it, it had a long list of them. So I asked, "Hey, can I take these home?" And my supervisor says, "Sure, you can." I'm like, do I have to pay for them?" "No, they're free. You can just take them home." Are you sure?" "Yeah, of course. Trust me, they're free." I look at the other two people, they just kind of shrug. I'm like, "All right." So I take eight ones home, and then when I come in the next day to get my paycheck, my boss is actually there. He's like, "Hey, man. Hey, you weren't supposed to take those home. You had to pay for those." "Wait, what?" But my supervisor said I could. He just kind of claps his hand. He goes yeah, he's gone. He's out of here. Yeah, he left. "Wait, what?" "Hey, dude, no problem on your part. We know you didn't know. We know he told you they were free, so you don't have to pay for anything. But yeah, you had to have paid for those."
Well, I mean, hey, you got how old were these magazines too? I mean, you got them for free, but
probably the oldest one was 5 years.
Oh wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, do you still have them?
Yeah, dude, they're in my closet.
Huh. So now that we got our stance on Nintendo and our ideas of video games, let's move on to our next topic of the most extreme Nintendo fans.
Nintendo fans. What the original topic was.
That would probably do human sacrifice if Nintendo commanded it. So why don't you kick it off, AJ, and let's talk about. You want to talk about Nintendo as a whole, or do you just want to talk about the specific people?
No, I've been telling the most stories, Sean. So you go. It's your turn.
So so Nintendo's, the whole idea is that they're basically people that would they basically blindly listen to Nintendo and whatever they think everything that Nintendo does is amazing. And they think that, oh yeah, if it's not made by Nintendo, then it's terrible. Or you guys complaining that they don't allow emulation, you should just be glad that Nintendo even gives you games, because they could easily very much not make games, and that would be totally okay. They're like I said, they're like they're like a dude that's like, you know what? If my wife wants to have a boyfriend, then she should be able to do that because she has the right to do it, and I should just be glad that I'm even married to her. That's Nintendo's, basically to a T. So, you wanna start talking about certain people, or do you wanna?
Yeah, we can. You should go first.
So, I'm not extremely knowledgeable on the individualistic people. I mean, that's more of AJ's a lot more online and understanding of those people. So I mean, I can build off of what he says. So I mean,
no, you start first. You know somewhat about the first guy we're talking about. It's Movie Bob, by the way. It's Bob Chipman.
Okay. So I mean, this guy, he's a fairly well-known person, and I mean, we could say, you can say he's a Nintendo. No, I'm kidding. He's a major Nintendo fan, dude. So for a while he worked with. Apparently, it says on his wiki he worked for Screw Attack on YouTube, which was the same industry that AVGN worked for in the early years. So I mean, to all you video game nuts, that can kind of give you an idea of who they are.
If you're new to the internet, they're Death Battle now.
Yeah, they're Death Battle now.
Yeah.
So this dude, just to show you how much he adored Nintendo, dude held a funeral for when Nintendo Power was canceled. That gives a kind of that kind of gives a basically a start to how this guy is. This dude is Dude does. I mean, what else? What else is there to say about him?
There's a lot more to say. Mainly that he views the console wars as his own personal Vietnam. That he still is fighting the console wars even now. He fucking worships Mario 3 like the greatest game ever. He wrote a book on Mario 3 and how it changed its life with strategies how to beat Mario 3.
Didn't Nintendo already make a Nintendo Power issue talking about like the stuff you can do in Mario 3?
Well, that's a bit different, but like,
so isn't he basically writing a contra gospel for by making his own strategy guide?
I guess you could.
Dude,
I wouldn't really say it's the same.
Is he a heretic of the Nintendo religion?
Okay, calm it down a bit. That's a bit tense. He's more of a usurper of the word of Nintendo.
I think we need to call the Pope of Nintendo and have him excommunicated. Okay, but going back to
the great Nintendo schism.
The great Nintendo schism of 2026.
A bit earlier than that, but still. Yeah, Bob, good old Bob Chipman. He is still fighting it. He's still fighting tooth and nail. I remember there's one of his classic videos. I don't know which video it was, but he basically like was calling out like modern games trash, like trashing the 360 and PS3, and saying like Nintendo's still the gold standard. Mario and Super Smash Brothers were still the gold star games, like the best games. Miyamoto was still like the god of gaming. That Nintendo was still number one. You can never outdo Nintendo. All the other games are just has-beens. They're never gonna reach Nintendo's peak.
I mean, maybe back in the early 80s, then yeah, you could say yes, Nintendo was peak. But let's be honest, Nintendo. I'm not gonna say. I mean, they're up there and making games, but I wouldn't say they're at the top of the peak anymore. There's been plenty of games that have surpassed Mario 3, but for him, Mario 3 is his gospel.
But regardless, it's just more this tribalism, really. Just my console is superior to your console, and like the console wars are over. I mean, let's be honest, no one really cares.
I would say really the console wars was just a ploy for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis era. And I mean, it kind of boiled over into the...
Well, it was still around.
The N64 and PlayStation era.
I think it was still around during the Xbox and PlayStation eras too, 360 and PS3.
Well, I would say, 360 and PlayStation 3, it was sort of revived, but it was really only a thing for those three generations.
I mean, there was still elitism, there was still like tribalism, like you had your own console of choice, but it wasn't like, for many years after the 2010s, it like slowly stopped being like that important. I know a lot of people who had both the Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, mostly that whole console war thing was just because it was mostly for kids because their parents only bought them that one console. And they were just trying to see which one was better.
There were adults. It's more adults who didn't want to let go.
Well, I would say that's more the 360 era. I was talking about like the Sega Genesis SNES era. 360 was really more of like the teenagers and like maybe the young adults.
Well, the 360 was mainly just, it was PlayStation versus Xbox. And then Nintendo was there, with Nintendo fans trying to compete with the other two.
Well, Nintendo was off doing its own thing.
Well, Nintendo, the company, was doing its own thing, but the fans pretended they were part of the console wars when Nintendo wasn't really involved with Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah.
I know you're saying "but yeah" a lot. Yeah, and
Well, it helps me. It helps me get back to the point where I was at, and it helps me think.
Mm-hmm.
So. Movie Bob. Going back to Bob Chipman. Have you ever read his autobiography or read any excerpts from his book?
No, because I think it would be an actual waste of my life. I will lose more minutes than I gained.
Did the dude publish it?
Oh yeah, he published them all.
Like it's like, did you get like an actual book, or is it just like an audio?
I think I think he did make physicals, but he didn't make that many.
Book's called apparently the book from the Wikipedia page is called Brick by Brick.
Yeah, well, there's more to Bob. Like I know he did stuff for Screen Rants and the Screw Attack and others, but mostly what Bob is known for now. Like again, his name's Movie Bob. The majority of his movies, and a lot of his reviews, that the majority of it is just movie reviews, and He's playing the console wars hard with recent movies. I know he shat on the Sonic movies. Absolutely shat on them.
Well,
and then praised the Mario movies as like the second coming of Christ.
Well, I mean, that would make sense.
Well, maybe not because he's an atheist, but still.
Well, I mean, that would make sense because, I mean, Sonic is a part of the enemy. Sonic and Sega is the enemy to Nintendo.
But he's literally the Japanese soldier that's still fighting World War II. Like that is probably what Movie Bob is.
Unfortunately, he has no high-ranking general that can come to him and tell him that the console wars are over.
I think he's fully aware it is. It's just he just won't let it go. He's like a rabid dog that hasn't been put down yet.
Yes. Dude's still fighting it and duking it out.
The never-ending battle, like the Greek legend of the guy that was pushing the rock up the mountain.
What's his name?
I think it was Sisyphus. No, it was someone else.
Oh, so I remember I was watching the first video that we did, and you said the person that descended into Hades to go rescue his wife from Hades. It was like
Orpheus.
It was Orpheus. So yeah, your Mr. Atchison's not going to come after you and attack you.
I don't know why you're bringing up this now, like a year later.
I know because you brought up the Greek dude and Sisyphus who pushed up the. Let's see, who pushed up the rock.
It's not important. It's not really important, John. The point is that he's very dedicated to something that's not important.
Yeah, Sisyphus, dude, you're good.
I know. Anyway, so there's more to Bob. Obviously, he's very political to an elitist amount. This self-proclaimed socialist. This very much. He's pretty big. He was pretty big on like Gamergate and the like cancel culture and all that. Where like he was on the opposite end, where he basically was the ultimate white knighting for women, even though a lot of women found him creepy.
Well, I mean, I can understand. I mean, the dude literally freaks out about Nintendo.
A 30-year-old man who thinks if he's kind to women, he'll get them to love him. But yeah, he
yes,
fucking
my lady.
He praised absolutely out of just pure reactionaryism of like the 2016 Ghostbusters movie, just praised and fought for it tooth and nail. If there's like a movie with women in it, he says it's the greatest thing ever. On Twitter, if anything Trump likes, he has to hate it. He's that like reactionary. Politics aside, we don't care what politics you are, but this guy was just like a different level.
Yeah, because this isn't a political podcast. We're just describing him.
Yeah. Movie Bob, despite calling himself a socialist, he will fight tooth and nail for the mega corporations he loves, like Nintendo. He will fucking die tooth and nail. Take down the elite, except for
for the companies that I like.
Yeah. Also, Bob is mega into eugenics. Like he said, he hates the Nazis because they ruined eugenics, and he believes anyone like that believes different than him should be euthanized, and constantly calls for like the extermination of people that he hates.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, he is, and he's like constantly addicted to Twitter, just going on and on about like how like people on the right are just like subhuman and aren't human anymore. We need to stop considering themselves human. Like there's no bad there's no like bad intentions, only bad tactics.
Dudes,
no bad targets, just bad tactics. Yeah.
It's funny. He's been on the internet since 2006, and he still only has 1.1 thousand subscribers.
Because a lot of it is just him fucking unhingedly ranting.
I mean, it's been 20 years, and he only has that little subscribers. You better watch out, dude. We're gonna have some more. We just started our YouTube channel like a year ago, and we're gonna have more subscribers by the next year.
Very possible.
Subscribe to our channel. We're subscribed. We are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
We're not
at all. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna sell my soul to Raid Shadow Legends.
Okay, you can stop, Sean. All right, next part.
You want to continue talking about Movie Bob, or you want to move to the next?
I feel like we covered a lot. It's a good overview of Movie Bob.
Let's move on to the next dude. Harmon Smith.
Oh, Harmon Smith. Dude, Nintendo's top guy. He's Nintendo's ultimate warrior. He will die tooth and nail for Nintendo. He is proud to serve the Nintendo Master Race. Well, basically, he's not as he's only different. He's on the opposite end of the political spectrum to Movie Bob. He is nonetheless just as fanatical to Nintendo, probably even more. We're basically like he is the Nintendo drone. If Nintendo has 1,000 fans, he's one of them. If Nintendo has one fan, he's one of them. If Nintendo has no fans, he's dead. Like this guy will go up to bat for Nintendo. He literally believes that if a game is not on a Nintendo console, it will be forgotten, it's bad, and it will be irrelevant in a few years.
Yeah, you want to know some of the games that he said that were going to be irrelevant since they were not on a Nintendo console?
Yes.
It was... Yeah, one of them was Elden Ring.
Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, that comment didn't age too well.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Doom Eternal. Yeah, that didn't age well at all either.
Yeah.
2 games that won Game of the Year and one that's beloved by fans.
Yeah, like he said he kept going. He was fighting tooth and nail and like denying that the new Sonic racing game beat Mario Kart and like sales. He was denying it. He was like openly denying what was before his eyes.
Dude's like a flat earther. He denies that the Earth is round.
He was fighting tooth and nail, and he just loves Nintendo. Like he discards any other consoles. That like basically any day now, like people will just leave Xbox and PlayStation and join Nintendo. Yeah. That like you should pay the outrageous price for like the Nintendo consoles. That basically PlayStation. There's no good games. All games that are on like PlayStation, and Xbox aren't good, and that the Nintendo games are better. That they are just objectively better on the Nintendo console.
Remember the dude that I said was the Pope of Nintendo? Yeah, it's this guy.
The chief acolyte, really.
He's the chief acolyte or the Pope of the Nintendo religion.
Mm-hmm. If he could, he'd probably rename his middle name to Nintendo.
Here, let's read some of his occupations. One of them, YouTuber, author, and the second highest ranked general in the Nintendo Defense Army.
Okay, while he is an author, he isn't like Movie Bob. To my knowledge, none of his books are related to Nintendo in any way.
But what's this second highest ranked general in the Nintendo Defense Army?
I have no idea. That legitimately could just be the Wikipedia page just like being a joke, but he might as well be.
Like, honestly, if Nintendo did have an army, he would definitely conscript the day they announced it.
Mm-hmm. Like, he defended Nintendo taking down a bunch of game tournaments, like fan tournaments. He condoned, like, Nintendo taking down emulators and ROM sites.
Like, wasn't he one of the people that was praising Nintendo shutting down the...
Dolphin tournament, yeah.
Well, the Dolphin tournament and the one with Melee, the Melee tournament.
He was. Like, he definitely defended Nintendo for that.
Yeah. How much money do you think you'd have to pay this guy to play on a PlayStation?
I don't think he would. I think it would literally kill him if he did.
Like, he presses the PS button and then he combusts into flames.
Yeah, it should be poison to him. Like,
it says his best... so let's read some of his stuff. Harmon is known for his extreme and idiotic ideas and takes. Thus, he is often made fun of by some content creators. And just to let you know, this is the Wikipedia page. I'm not making up anything or trying to go after this person. I'm just reading the Wikipedia page. It says, additionally, apart from being a fanboy, Harmon has been exposed for statements that are offensive and illegal. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't show you how great he is, then I don't know what else will.
Yeah.
It says, so with him being the second highest ranked person, who's the highest ranked person in the Nintendo Defense Army?
I don't know, is it Miyamoto himself, or is it going to be like Movie Bob?
Hargirl? Who the heck's Hargirl?
I have probably a different YouTuber.
What the...
I think it's...
I'm not going to look at that again. So
maybe it's like one of those nostalgia critic side characters that's clearly played by like the same guy.
If you ever go on the Wikipedia page and look up Harmon Lee, do not click what his sister looks like because it is kind of terrifying.
It's clearly a fake image, huh?
Yeah, I know it's a fake image, but it looks weird with him having a face of a girl and the stupid filter shit. It says he's what else? You want to keep talking about him, or do you want to move to the?
No, there's not really that much. Like, he's just like Nintendo's top guy, #1 gamer global.
Let's talk about Dobson.
Now, Dobson's vaguely aligned. No, Dobson more like Movie Bob. Like, they're oh fuck, I ate a piece of hair. Nintendo. Oh my god, I don't know how to speak today. Dobson, he's more like Movie Bob, where he's a Nintendo supremacist. But like, Nintendo isn't his whole shtick.
Oh no, he's known for other stuff, but we'll get into that in a few seconds. Let's talk about his Nintendo career.
Well, like Movie Bob, he is he's obsessed with Nintendo. He loves Nintendo. Nintendo is the greatest thing ever. Like, in his web series, So You're a Cartoonist, he would constantly make like basic images of people like of comparing Nintendo to other game consoles, where basically Nintendo's about having fun. You're not. It's all the other stuff is just bland mush. Playing Xbox, you're not having fun. You're just shooting things. Playing Nintendo, that's about fun. It challenges you. It is for the gamer. That's fun games. That's truly, enlightened stuff. It's basically, I drew you as a Wojak. I drew you as a Chad, and I drew myself as a Chad. I drew you as a Chud, like kind of like a virgin loser.
Yeah, so he is known for his Nintendo. He is known for being a Nintendoite, but that is not what he's most known for.
I mean, he has a lot of other stuff. Like, his very weird zealousness of, I think he for some reason defended Metroid Other M.
That one's okay. That one's unexcusable.
Yeah, he defended it to his last dying breath.
And Other M was just horrible.
And then fucking trashed was it Metroid what's the one that came before it? The one everyone loved.
Corruption.
No, the other one.
Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. He just shat on that. He did.
How? It won Game of the Year, I think.
He hated it, but loved Other M.
Other M is just so the storyline is so bad.
I think it's just to be contrarian. I don't know.
I mean, they turned Samus into the Mary Sue,
or just into the baby.
Yeah, they turned Other M. They turned Samus into a Mary Sue, whereas in the other Metroid Prime game, she was actually pretty badass.
Huh.
I don't know, but yeah, let's talk about his comics.
Oh well. Let me tell you a long list about good old Andrew Dobson.
And then we can go into his most famous comic.
He has a lot of most famous comics, actually.
Well, the one that I was thinking of.
Oh, we got that one.
But we'll go to that one last.
If you don't know who Dobson is, you may know him from his art character. It's also Dobson. It's that blue bear with glasses and a fedora. It basically looks like Linkara if he was a Care Bear.
The Lightbringer himself.
So good old Dobson. He started a web series, kind of like Control Delete or Penny Arcade. Where basically it was called What a Cartoon. So You're a Cartoonist. And then he made kind of like spin-offs that he tried to make his own series. Basically, the art style was based off old 90s and 80s anime, which we can go to that later. Where basically he was anime elitist, where he said all modern anime sucks. I'm for the old anime art style,
which is just a bunch of the old weebs that just hate anything that's not the 80s. I mean, there's tons of great modern anime, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. We get that's not really the topic, but yeah, continue.
Yeah. Besides that, that's also kind of why his art never improved. Now, good old. I was about to say Movie Bob, but good old Dobson. It started off. He got fairly popular. A lot of people kind of resonated with it, because a lot of it was jokes about how it's hard to be an artist.
He's a very he's like sort of the dude that made the comic Lost, where people originally liked him, but he eventually fell off.
Actually, I wouldn't say that. I think I definitely think the Lost comic Control Delete and So What Your Cartoon are two very different things. Control Alt Delete was just about video games, and mainly about the main guy, like the guy's name. No, it doesn't matter. Control Alt Delete can be a different story for a different day. Anyway, yeah, they're very two different things. This one was a cartoon, the other one's about video games, and the two people behind him are Tim Buckley. Yeah, that was it. Tim Buckley and Andrew Dobson are like two different people. I mean, obviously, but just personality wise, Dobson's more sad. Yeah, Control Alt Delete is just a weird spiral. So Dobson, it kind of devolved into Dobson just kind of making it just his own echo chamber, where he just made constant strawmans out of everything. Where basically, he just made he started ranting about anime, about video games, of course, like our good friend Movie Bob, about the culture wars.
Oh boy,
yeah. Which let's just say it gets more. It says more about him in most of his comics than everything else. So, he's very pro LGBTQ. Except, you know something about him?
what?
He cares a lot more about the L's. And he starts taking a lot of L's, let me just tell you that. A lot of his cartoons are about lesbians.
That's
With, only 3 comics being about gay couples. And it's very clear why.
I have a feeling. Yeah.
If you're familiar with that one meme, Lesbian Kick, that from that one comic about a pirate.
Let me see. I don't know, but you can continue.
You probably saw the meme, Lesbian Kick. That's where it's from. Lesbians are his fetish.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Lesbian Kick. That one right there. Yeah, Lesbian Kick. And where basically there was this pirate comic that was, he was supposed to be the style of anime, and it was about this girl who wanted to be a pirate, this one lesbian pirate, this one boy pirate she was into, and it kind of ran it out of control where it just became Dobson's fetish comic. Other fetishes he has is inflation porn.
What?
Yeah, he made a lot of inflation porn back in the day, but that's neither here nor there. He just made a lot of strawman comments. He was the proto pizza cake, but yeah. So Dobson, a lot of people started getting annoyed with Dobson, especially when everyone found out he's traced a lot of his art. A lot of people started making fun of him and making fake commissions for him, where it was just the joke was owning Dobson. Because he took his sweet time making artwork that was not good. And then when you criticized him, he got fucking angry. He could not take criticism. And he would just make you into a straw man argument. In his comics. Finally, his most infamous comic was when he went to, I think, a Comic-Con convention once. So basically, he posts this comic where it's this guy, this kind of Reddit neckbeard, taking a photo of this girl in a Power Girl costume.
Well, no, this is the way he described it.
Yeah, this is the way he described it. I'm getting to that, Sean.
Yeah.
Let me tell the story. Unless you want to tell the story, Sean.
Fine, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, Sean, you could totally tell the story.
Okay, so yeah, he was at a Comic-Con convention, and he was doing his thing. He was signing pictures, and his spidey senses when he was signing tingled, and he tipped his fedora, and he looked up, and he saw this Power girl at a convention being harassed by this evil man. So he looks over to the person he was his portrait of himself he was signing, and he says, "Give me a few seconds."
And he takes out a bat.
And the lady, immediately knowing what he's referring to, is like, "I understand." He gets up, pulls out his bat, runs over like the Chad he is, and says, "Hey you, stay away from this girl." The dude, turning around to him, and then absolutely beats the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and walks away.
Yeah.
Not realizing that.
I'll reveal that part. I'll take over from here, Sean.
Alright.
So, basically, yeah. So, the whole comic is him. He's like, "Don't worry, stand back," and beats up this creep. And, yeah, it gets published. Though, quickly, it starts to get ratioed on Reddit and a bunch of other sites immediately. Because the full story immediately comes out with the real photo. So, the real photo comes out, and it's a girl in a Power Girl costume spreading her legs in front of her boyfriend as he takes a picture of her. As he takes pictures of her. Yeah.
Let's see.
And then in the background, you can see Dobson just glaring at them both in his fucking fedora.
Let's see if I can find it.
Dobson Power Girl Cop. You can find the original photo, and she's smiling in it. And again, like the true story is that was like the guy's girlfriend. They were a couple, and she was into it. And they both come out.
Yeah, there it is. And where is Dobson?
You can see in the back of the guy.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like glaring at them.
She's very clearly into it, just spreading her legs together. Like, yeah, I'm totally into this.
Oh, yeah. And then people just fucking ratio Dobson. So many variations of the comic came out with like...
There's even a Lost meme.
Yeah, where basically the bear gets beat up, the bear dies, people like it's replaced with different characters, and it's a massive shitpost. Later, Dobson disappears off the internet for he just stops uploading. He just disappears.
Yeah.
It's not because of this. It's not because of this incident. It's because his brother lost a high-paying job in the government because Dobson's just a fucking unhinged lunatic.
And he just starts posting on the internet about random shit.
Yeah, and then Dobson just, basically disappeared.
Yeah, which is sad because here's the image.
I don't know who's saying here's the image because they can't fucking see it, Sean.
Okay. It's what you just look it up. You can find it.
Unless we want to like edit it and have it appear in podcast.
Yeah, we can do that later. We'll get to it eventually.
Again, this is our first podcast, by the way. That's not on our phones.
Yeah, in reality, this is like what, the 25th episode.
Yeah, this is what, the 26th episode, I'm sure.
Yeah,
we have an actual setup now. That's why we sound better.
So yeah, about episode 13. What else? Is there anything else you want to talk about Dobson?
No, I feel like a lot more people have gone to way better depth on the guy.
Yeah, this is just a general talking about our ideas of him. So you want to move on to our next topic?
There's a lot of yeah, we could if you want to drop Nintendrones.
You want to go since like anime's sort of on the topic. You want to go into the old weebs?
We can go to weebs, or do you want to do Sonic fans?
Let's do weebs first, then we can go into the Sonic fandom.
I feel like Sonic. Yeah, that's fair enough.
So yeah, let's talk about the old weeb culture. So you want to kick it off, or do you want me to kick it off?
You know what? You're the bigger weeb here, so I can go into it.
Well, you can. You obviously know the backstories of it, but I can go backstory of how it became, how the weeb culture died and became more mainstream.
Okay, no. So here's the thing. Like, there's a bit more to it. Anyway, well, let's just talk about weebs. I think everyone and their mom now knows what anime is.
Yeah, but back then, y'all probably know this, but back then, yeah, anime wasn't as mainstream, and it was more of something to be ashamed of than you'd rather talk about.
We don't have to be that informative. I think we can just, chill out and just explain simply what anime is.
It's Japanese animation. There we go.
Yes,
that's as casual as I can give it.
That's as casual as we're gonna make it. Really, we're not gonna go into the debate of it's not a cartoon.
It's not a cartoon. It's art.
Oh, basically,
I'm gonna step away and grab a charger. You can give the background.
Yeah. So basically, weebs or weeaboos, like otakus, people who really loved anime. Obviously, now everyone likes anime. Anime's super mainstream. It's more awkward if you don't like anime. You're more shunned for that. Of course, in the past, like Dragon Ball and Pokemon were like the only mainstream animes you could admit you liked. Now, everyone is into an anime. You could say like, oh, I like One Punch. It's pretty mainstream. Oh, I like Full Metal Alchemist. Listen, guys, I like Hunter x Hunter. Or Hunter x Hunter, however you want to pronounce it. I like High School of the Dead.
High School DxD.
High School DxD.
No, that's porn. I was joking about that. But yeah, continue.
Like, yeah, or hey guys, I like Spy Family. I like I like Demon Hunter or Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, yeah.
Demon Slayer. I like Berserk. Yeah,
Berserk.
Well, everyone's referencing Berserk now.
It's more weird that you don't have a Berserk tattoo. Berserk tattoos become the tramp stamp for nowadays.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, if it starts getting really low, we'll move the setup to the table. But whatever. But yeah, so now that we got basically the background, let's go into the old weeb culture.
Let's go into old weebs. Now I like anime. I don't know, but Sean really likes anime.
Well,
Sean, you want to explain your anime setup in your room?
Well, okay, so I mean, I'm not as big of an anime fan anymore. I've sort of fallen off, but yeah, back in high school, I was really big into anime. I'd spend all my money whenever I made it on buying manga or buying DVDs of the anime and stuff like that. I mean, I've fallen off now. I mean, I don't really do that anymore. Nowadays, I spend my money on other stuff or just save it. But
No, you can pause both the video and the thing, and we can keep recording.
we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll still nowadays watch an anime or two, but I'm not as big as I used to be.
Yeah, I like anime. I'm getting more and more into anime. I like each year. Again, there's a lot of animes I like.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
the old weeb. Okay, so let's go into the old weeb culture. So didn't like anime start coming into America like the early when did that start bringing over? Because I know it wasn't an 80s thing.
Oh, it kind of was. I mean, there's anime there was always anime kind of in the West, but it really didn't get like a niche community. Like for a while, even in the '60s, you would have occasionally you would have some guy would probably sell a copy of a Speed Racer or Voltron, in the '60s or late '70s.
Yeah, like on a shitty VHS tape that they taped over during when it aired,
or just sold physical copies. Then, in the '80s, you may have had some anime on movies. You may have a VHS anime movie, or just again, just in the VHS store, just imported anime.
Yeah,
it was only later until Toonami or the late night on Adult Swim or Cartoon Network, where anime kind of really hit off in the early 2000s.
Yeah, mid to late '90s, early 2000s.
It's when anime really started being on TV, being broadcast. Obviously, you had for kids, for kids and for adults, everyone kind of started slowly getting exposed. For kids, obviously, you had Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Sonic X. Yeah,
and that's when it started airing on Toonami in the mid to late '90s, early 2000s. That's when the anime culture starts to arise.
I think the dawn of the internet really is when it started forming. These people
that's where you
clubs.
get 4chan and stuff.
Oh yeah, 4chan started off as just a message board for people to talk about anime.
Yeah, and then this is when clubs start arising, and you start to get the anime culture arising in the internet.
Of course, weeaboos back then, they were very different. Well, different as it was. Basically, these people, they made anime their entire personality. You may know the ones if anyone grew up when everyone made fun of them in the 2016 era. Everyone remembered what the stereotypical weeaboo was. Usually this fat guy with a neck beard, kind of a Redditor look.
With a body pillow.
And a katana.
Yeah.
I studied the blade. Or, just would insert Japanese phrases. Oh, hello, teacher-san. Or
Konnichiwa.
Hello, sensei. To, your teacher in public. This very cringy stuff.
They think that their life is a slice of life anime, basically.
Slice of life anime. Just would constantly reference anime. Obviously would... The type of people said, hentai, you're a man of culture, pushes up glasses.
Oh, gosh.
That's stereotype. Part of that was real. Part of that was kind of just an online thing.
Well, I would say most of those people were the extreme cases.
Yeah, extreme cases. Obviously, this isn't everyone.
Yeah, I got into anime towards the end of the original weeb culture and before it became mainstream. And yeah, now it's not how it was for everyone, but yeah, there was a lot of people like that. And then you have the infamous anime conventions where some real shit went down.
Yeah, people got into fights. Basically, people try to send death threats to voice actors. Obviously, everyone's arguing over the stupid dub versus sub kind of debate. Who's the best otaku? There was a lot of old stuff. Like I remember in 2003, there was a lot of tension in the anime fan base where a bunch of people got really mad at like distributors who were like bringing anime to America because they wanted to be the people that showed off this niche culture. They wanted to be the people who like revealed this to the masses and got a jealous rage over a bunch of corporations and voice actors who had really nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, and some assassination attempts, but none of them really serious. More just threats.
Now this is talking about the base level of old weeaboo culture. Now let's go into the reason why they were criticized on the internet.
There's a bit more. I think for one of the reasons why it's criticized is because a lot of weebs kind of just started worshipping Japan. Like, had this belief that Japan was this super, like, futuristic utopia. That basically, I go there as this fat, sweaty loser. The girls rejected me here. I'm going to get a girlfriend over there. I'm going to speak fluent Japanese. I'm going to, like, Japan's great. Like, you can fucking do anything in Japan. Japan is, like, so advanced.
It's like that one meme that I saw online where it shows foreigner that comes to America and speaks English for the first time. They're like really shy about it, like taking their time to say as little words as possible. Then it shows weeb that watched anime his entire life goes to Japan. And he's just saying the most generic words ever as loud as possible.
I didn't say that. I think it's better than meme of like random thing, and it's just like nothing really surprising. There's like same thing in Japan, and everyone's losing their minds.
Yeah,
this are better.
But yeah, there was a thing where they they were criticized about fetishization. Fetishization. There we go. The fetishization of a lot of, because I mean, obviously there's the whole thing where a bunch
Lolicon.
the whole lolicon thing where anime. Now, I mean, I like anime and all, but I would say one of the worst aspects of it is that they have a tendency to do things like, oh, this is a character, they're 9 trillion years old, but they look like a 9-year-old. And weebs take that as a excuse to start fetishizing over it and start obsessing over it. And then when people walk up and say, dude, that looks like a 9-year-old, they're like, actually, in the anime, she's actually 9 trillion years old. And so it's not bad me doing that.
Now a caveat: not all weebs, but there definitely are a lot of people in there.
Yeah, like
pedophiles.
Yeah, like I'm saying, this is not a generalization. I'm just using explaining some stuff why they were criticized back then.
Oh, but yeah, there was a mass hysteria that all anime fans were just some level of pedophile.
Yeah, well, they're all wearing their Naruto headbands and obsessing over the lollies that they saw in the latest episode of whatever show.
No, My Hero Academia fans, they are pedophiles. They completely are pedophiles.
Yeah, let's be honest, those people are extreme pedophiles with how the way that they just acted. I mean, the fact on the last panel of the manga, they were complaining that the author didn't write Deku and Bakugo to be gay for each other, and they started sending death threats to him because they didn't write the ending how they wanted it. Yeah, I think there's serious problems with them. You hear about that?
Yeah, I know about that, John.
Yeah, that's freaking wild. And so yeah, this is the kind of people that you're getting out of the old weeb culture. You're getting people that freak out about everything and dress like they are from the show for some reason. They go to school like that.
That wish they were born in Japan, even though all these people would die under Japanese work culture.
And they fetishize having a wife that looks like a 9-year-old yet is actually the same age as them.
I don't know that, or just like a Japanese wife in general, or think they're entitled and just be a creep over the West.
I think the funny thing is that about that is those people actually go to Japan and they start hitting on the girls. The Japanese girls immediately know when they're anime fans from America trying to hit on them just because they like anime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've been to Japan, so you probably know better than me, but
yeah,
that's at least from what I've heard, is that they can immediately pick up on social cues like, yeah, this guy just only likes us because of anime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I mean, back when I was in elementary school, the whole weeb culture was, I mean, even then was pretty strong. I mean, I wasn't big into anime back in elementary school, but I did hang around those people. And, I mean, it's elementary school. They're not going to be the same thing as them, but they were very big, and they did act pretty odd and weird. And, I mean, some of them were femboys, because a lot of those people were... That really goes hand in hand with those anime cultures.
Did you consider femboys in elementary school?
Yeah, there were, actually. My elementary school was really fucking weird. There was a kid that went to school wearing a dress, and it was a boy.
Moving on.
It was California, so what do you expect? I mean, it was also the mid to late 2010s.
Moving on. The downfall of weebs. Yeah, let's go with that.
So yeah, let's go to the downfall. So that now we got a basic idea of who the old weebs are. And
the old guard of weebism.
Yes. Now let's talk about their downfall. So kick it off, AJ.
All right. So the downfall of the weebs, I don't know exactly where the pinpoint is. I think near the end of 2017, 2018, maybe 2019, is when that old guard of like the stereotypical Reddit 4chan weeaboo kind of disappeared. They kind of fade away. I think it was due to the rise of anime's popularity. It became less like cringe to be into anime. More people started to get into anime. Nearly everyone kind of got into it, and it wasn't just like the socially acceptable ones like Dragon Ball or Naruto or Pokemon. There's the actual ones like Full Metal Alchemist, obviously Berserk, Demon Slayer, Hunter x Hunter, Attack on Titan. Like, obviously those aren't that obscure, but...
And just to let you know, the old weebs absolutely fucking hated that fact that anime was becoming mainstream.
As current gatekeepers would say, tourists. But, yeah, they kind of filled it. I think what happened... there's a lot of theories, I believe, what happened. But I know right to now, they're all gone, mostly. I think you'll find very rarely what happened to them. You'll find very rare cases of them still being around. But most of the part, like, that's like an extinct species. They're an endangered species. That old guard of cringe weeb is, like, not really a thing anymore.
They were basically all killed off.
Yeah.
I would say, like, by the 2017, 2018, they were all dead.
Yeah, they were not around when it comes to 2020s. Now, I have a lot of theories why that is. Theory number one, I think it's probably the most likely reason, is when anime became mainstream, like, the anime communities were kind of flooded with new people that weren't, like, cringe.
Like you get, like, the jocks. Like, I remember a bunch of people back in, like, middle school and high school that were into Attack on Titan. They were on the football team.
I know a lot of people on the football team that love Naruto. But, like, again, not...
That being beside the point, continue.
Listen, I think everyone from all walks of life, no matter what part of, like, the social hierarchy, where everyone started getting into anime. Obviously, JoJo was big. Fucking Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan was a phenomenon.
Tokyo. I know a lot of people that love Tokyo Ghoul. But, like, anyway, it took over in full swing. And I think the more new people in there kind of pushed out the other weebs from, like, the message boards and online culture. And a lot of them, with how, like, gatekeepy they were, kind of left and formed their own tight-knit communities that you couldn't really get into. So you just didn't really see them anymore. And most of them kind of just, like, disappeared and are now just very mainstream. I think that's one of the reasons. I think that's the main reasons what happened to them.
Yeah, you can... I mean, I've met some remnants of the old anime culture, the old weebs. Like, I work with this... where I work, there's an old weeb, and every single day when I come to work, he just stands there talking to me about a bunch of anime that he watched back in the... Like, he's like 30 or 40 years old. I forget how old he is. Mm-hmm. I think he's like 35. He's just... He's at his station, and he just talks about, you know, last night I was watching... it's good. We're doing good. I was watching Dragon Ball in its original sub, and all the funny jokes about Bulma being, like, sexually harassed was, like, really funny.
Oh, that's you, dude. That's you. That's what you talk about all
Shut
the time.
the fuck up.
Dude, you always talk about how great the original Dragon Ball was, and
Also,
how the sub's amazing. The dub's amazing.
Also, oh no, he liked the sub. I mean, I'm more of a dub guy myself. No, I'm just kidding. But apparently, from also what I've heard, is that this is rumors, by the way, and I'm not using any names. But apparently, I was told that this dude went to a hentai convention.
Yeah, that's about right.
And yeah, he's an old weeb. I mean, it's kind of
I
obvious.
think he's in the Fuda.
Knowing him and knowing him,
Shotokan?
I would. What's Shotokan? Well, tell me off stage.
We could look up on the Urban Dictionary.
Tell me off stage. But yeah, I would say he's probably into that.
But yeah, I think my theory number 2 of what happened to old weebs is I think they just died, like legitimately IRL died, because a lot of them were like very unhealthy and like they didn't really go outside. I do think they just may have this all around the same time, just like slowly died off, probably due to COVID. Maybe COVID legitimately did kill some of them, or to just have like health problems.
Like that one old 4chan post where it showed the 2 guys walking into this one dude's house, and this one fat dude that was constantly in his room died.
Yeah,
died on his like Razer X chair in front of his computer.
Like too mad, but yeah, like this body decaying.
Yeah.
That's possible. Obviously, I don't think that is the real answer. I think that maybe slightly. And the reason, I think, another one is I think a lot of them just stopped being in the circles, mainly for the influx of new people. But I think for another reason is a lot of them were super elitist and hated like modern anime. They thought modern anime was too cutesy or kawaii, or that it appealed too much to the West. Like they despise modern anime, kind of like Dobson was. Like they hated aspects of modern anime. They hate that art style. They thought it was too childish, too cutesy, and they thought the old anime was better. It had style, it had substance. This new stuff, this is cringe. You're trying to appeal to the Westerners, said Westerner.
Said a Westerner.
Yeah.
No, he's not a Westerner. He's Japanese. In spirit.
In spirit, yeah.
Dude's the kind of guy that'd go to when he goes to Japan. He goes to a Japanese school and tries to get on the premises to find himself a girlfriend while being 40 years old.
Yeah. The Hirohito's top guys over here. This we're upset about the new anime. So I do think a lot of them kind of cut themselves off and just kind of went into their own little decrepit, degenerate echo chambers.
Yeah, they basically schism. Well, they didn't schism. They broke off into their own breakaway branches, and they're like minute areas of the internet.
I think just minute areas, and I also do think it's just maybe age finally did catch up with them. They had to move on. Forced to move on.
I don't think that, because I mean the fact that they were that big into it, even
they stopped. I know those types of weebs stopped going to conventions. I know you never see them at conventions.
They're not at conventions. They're definitely not at conventions anymore. I mean, I think they basically were cut off from that.
Yeah.
By the way that they acted at conventions.
No, I don't even think that could be a possibility. But I also do think that they became so elitist that they by choice did not go to conventions.
Yeah, because I mean, I think they realize they see the modern anime as something that they don't like, and they think they're protesting it and showing those companies that they don't want it by not showing to the conventions. When in reality, I think the anime industry is happy that those people are no longer fans anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, there's not really particular anime degenerates. I can't really think of any. Unlike the other fandoms, toxic fandoms, there's not really that many degenerates. Well, I mean, there are a lot of degenerates, but it's not a major individual.
There's no names that we can attach to it.
I guess you could bring back fucking Dobson, but he isn't really known for anime besides his attempt at anime comebacks. I like anime, I'm into anime, but it's not like I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show. I mean,
I didn't go to Japan for anime. I'm just gonna be I went there for a vacation.
Yeah, and I was big into it, but the only manga I'll probably buy ever again is me buying the new release of One Piece, and that's only because I want to see the ending. Other than that, I'm not spending any.
An ending
more
that's
money.
never coming.
Other than that, that's not true. Other than that, I'm not spending more money on any new series or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that is true. There's not going to be an ending of the One Piece. Dude, you're gonna be dead by the time there's an ending to One Piece.
Dude, if you've been reading the story, it's actually getting really close to the ending.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure because it took this long to get finally into chapter 1.
Dude, by the way, this episode is brought to you by the country of Japan.
Yeah, thank you to the Japanese Tourism Board.
And thank you, the new Prime Minister of Japan. I really do like this endorsement and this sponsorship. Now continue.
And what way want me to add on to that?
Is there any? No, I like the topic. The sponsorship section's over. Or do you want to move on to the next fandom?
I think we can move on to like Sonic fans.
All right, so let's move on to the Sonic fandom. Now,
what's a computer app before it fucking dies?
Yeah, we're fine. It'll alert us when it's at 10%, and when it's at like 10%, we'll move to the dinner table.
Yeah, all right. So
the Sonic fan. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So the Sonic fandom.
Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Now let's get this out of the way.
I'm sorry for that. I do realize that was cringe.
Yeah, it was really cringe, and I'm glad that you're apologizing. But so going to the Sonic fandom. Now Sonic, it's a great game. I do enjoy me a good Sonic game. I mean, I've only really played Sonic 1, 2, and 3 and Knuckles and Sonic Mania. That's about it. I mean, I played some of the Sonic racing games, but that's about it. But I do enjoy me a good Sonic game.
I also think I think Sega's doing pretty well for itself currently.
It did hit a rough patch with Sonic, and they did put out some really shitty games like Sonic Boom. But yeah, I think they've hit their stride and they're starting to figure out where they're at.
Mm-hmm. I like Sonic. I'm not like a Sonic obsessed fan. And before we begin, I do know why a lot of Sonic fans are like this. It is a lot of the infamous people are autistic in the Sonic fandom. There's a lot of reason Sonic appeals to autistic people. Now, this isn't an attack on anyone who is autistic, or even an attack on people who like Sonic.
I mean, AJ's autistic, so I mean...
I'm not autistic.
So why would he hate his own group?
Fuck you, dude. This isn't really a hit piece on anyone, except for the most degenerate elements who everyone has disavowed and hated. Of course, there's one guy who is the epicenter of all the worst elements of the Sonic fandom, and just a lot of things in general. But we're not going to talk about him.
At least not yet.
Not yet. Maybe it's for our own day when we have like more people on. We can talk about one Ian Bryan Anderson, but not today.
Yeah, and just to let you know, this episode was supposed to have at least 5 people on the panel, and they all decided to bitch out and not show up. So it's just me and AJ. So continue about the Sonic fandom.
You know, Sean, since you were a Sonicite, you were a member of the Sonic fandom for the longest time. Why don't you go into just the depths, or just show us an opening into the Sonic fandom, if you please?
Go Sonic, go boom, Sonic boom, rush around the world like super fast.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Times.
I'm gonna stop you right there before we get no viewers ever again. I'm just gonna stop you right there.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, from what you've told me, is that even at Sonic's inception, there was some like really weird fans of it. But it wasn't really that bad because Sonic at the time wasn't really the anthropomorphic animal that he really is now.
Well, it was always an anthropomorphic animal.
I mean, but not as much. That really came about during Sonic Adventure, where he had the more humanistic design. Whereas back in his original creation, it was more like Disney-esque character design. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
But like Sonic Adventure was the one where I would where the whole thing began with the whole fandom and creation of like the really weird artwork.
Now, there's always been weird elements. Obviously, the famous DeviantArt Sonic game, Blank Your Name the Hedgehog, where in the OCs do not steal. But that has been kind of talked about to no end. I think before we begin, I think we're gonna do a bit reverse. I think I'm just gonna talk about how much impressive the Sonic fandom has kind of come back from the depths of degeneracy, or just its terrible like image. Like a long time ago, Sonic fans were like the butt of every joke, like up there with like furries and bronies. Like Sonic fans were like shat upon. Like everyone did not want to fuck with Sonic fans because like they're like crows. You fuck them up once, and they'll be your enemy for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Now Sonic fans are pretty more chill. They've always had chiller elements, but like for the most part, saying you like Sonic isn't even like a punishable offense anymore. I think like, a lot more people are more open about being Sonic fans, or at least more tolerant of Sonic fans. I definitely think the community is more healthy. It's it's less obsessive.
It's not as toxic anymore.
It's not as toxic, no. I definitely do think that came after Sonic Mania. I definitely think Sonic Mania was a desperate breath of fresh air for the entire franchise and the community.
Yeah, I think Sonic Mania was like a necessary bottleneck where it only accepted the normal-ish fans, and then all the weird degenerate ones were basically prevented from getting through and basically killed off.
No, they're still there. It's just
a lot of them were killed off.
I think just because they're like in their 40s at that point. Well, I don't think killed off. I think the same with the Weebs. They were kind of pushed out of it.
That's what I'm saying. When I mean killed off, I mean pushed out of the Sonic fandom. So I should probably use more precise language.
Yeah, you really should. Sonic. Yeah, it's more impressive. I do have a lot more. I have more respect for the Sonic fandom now than a lot of Nintendrons. Granted, Nintendrons are the entire bit of are a different group entirely, but you get the idea that I think they're far more aware of Sega's ups and downs, Sega fans, than Nintendrons.
Yeah, Sega fans are. I mean, for the longest time, they were willing to acknowledge really bad Sonic games, like the Sonic Boom games on the Wii, or the Sonic Forces game, or pretty much any other Sonic game.
Yeah.
Up until Mania.
No, here's a few, but I think we should talk about like to undo all the good praise we just gave. I think it's time we talk about some bad eggs, or at least bad eggs we know about in the Sonic community.
Well, let's at least build up to the reason why the Sonic community turned into the way it did.
It was kind of always the way it did, but I think it really hit the fan around Sonic 06.
Yeah, that game was really weird. Like that was the first game really that introduced the idea of Sonic being in love with a human character.
I don't even think that was it. I just legitimately do think that it's just the backlash to it. The Spurgs came out en masse, and something about this triggered them in a way that wasn't possible. I know a lot of the most infamous people in the community fucking hated the voice actor for Sonic at the time.
For Sonic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that guy. Who was the voice actor from at the time? It wasn't Roger, Craig Smith. I know he came in later, and I still think the current voice of Sonic. Which, they still hate him. They fucking hate him. But, actually, look it up.
Yeah, let me look that up. I'll look that up right now.
Yeah, just, for some odd reason, they hated the previous voice actor. The Sonic voice actor who voiced, Sonic in Sonic 06, and then obviously Sonic and Sonic X. Jason Griffin, that was it. Griffith.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, I remember now. Jason Griffith. They despised him. There was this one guy. He fucking would edit episodes of Sonic X and just redub it with his own voice.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, one fan did that.
They hated Jason Griffith that much.
Yeah.
Dude, let me pull up some audio of him. I don't think he was that bad.
Yeah, he really wasn't. It was just a different time, I guess. Funny enough, the guy who did that, he also tried to LARP as the angry video game nerd, kind of try to rip him off.
But then again, who really hasn't tried to do that?
I mean, that was big in the early 2000s.
Everyone wanted to be James Rolfe. Now, nobody wants to be him. Shout out to James Rolfe, by the way. I mean, his videos have fallen off, but dude was one of the main inspirations that got me to where I am right now.
That's yeah.
Shout out to James Rolfe.
Yeah, that's kind of where it was. I do think funny enough, that guy specifically who did that, whose name I'm blanking on, was allegedly groomed a 14-year-old, but that's neither here nor there.
That just gives you an idea of what you're getting into with the Sonic fandom. Now, are we gonna? You want to bring up the DeviantArt, or do you want me to, or do you want to say that until later on with the Sonic fandom?
Oh yeah, maybe. Now, there's one guy.
Or how about make your own? How about the make your own Sonic character?
I feel like that's its own self-explanatory thing. That is its own
The turn hero.
hell. That is its own hell, exactly.
Well, we'll talk about it.
I think everyone knows that. I kind of covered that, like the Sonic OC Do Not Steal, that infected the internet.
The whole turn, like for the longest time on DeviantArt, people were like, "Post yourself as your own Sonic character or create your own Sonic character." And didn't they like make really cringe ones too?
There's a lot of really cringe ones, and everyone got really tribalistic over like any character that looks like someone else's character. They got very hostile.
That reminds me of like the furry community, where there's like an unwritten rule where it's like you're not allowed to copy a animal or a furry that someone else made.
Mm-hmm. There's not really much more to say. I feel a lot of these stuff people have talked about, though. I do want to talk about one guy, just to kind of bring it back into the spotlight. Guptil89. I think his name was Richard, but anyway, like this guy, he was a very well-spoken individual. He was like a film kid who knew how to present himself. He made a lot of videos, though he did come off as like a know-it-all. Like he very like a very Puritan know-it-all. He made a video that's kind of like where he critiqued like the James Rolfes of the internet, like people that tried to mimic James Rolfe and didn't James himself, where he said like got mad that they swore, or just very overreacted a lot of jokes. Like basically shit posts, like he overreacted at him, like the doing your mom joke.
Yeah,
he overreacted. You can pause it. Just pause it.
Yeah. Continue talking. We'll edit this out.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna keep talking, and this part right here I'm talking about right now. The part I'm talking, this is we're editing. We're editing out.
Not saying anything.
Editing. Edit.
It's probably gonna be the one where the giant. Oh, you want to do it here?
Yeah. Well, no, the charger's over here. Yeah, there's an outlet right here.
There's a way. Yeah.
All right, we're back. Hello. Okay, so.
Yeah. Richard Guptil 89. So he was kind of mocked on the internet for his like know-it-all attitude, and well, there was one video together that he had to just leave the internet for. That was just so infamous. It was so infamous and just cringe that he never was to recover it. I think the video title is Top 10 Sexy Sonic Characters.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna mention that. Like, I'm looking at
it was the original. Like, you may look up the video. Like, you remember? You may just remember the video because the intro was like, "There's a lot of sexy Sonic characters out there. Number one, we're gonna take the top 10 hotties in the Sonic series. So get ready. Don't try to touch through your screen and away we go." And it's just this actual
fucking
cringe cancer, and it's just the first one was Amy.
They weren't even actual humans. He was actually going with Sonic characters.
I think number one was Rouge, unsurprisingly. But
I'm not surprised. Every Sonic fan at the time had a hard-on for that bat.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I don't know. It's really weird that...
Use your words carefully, Sean.
Fuck you. It's really weird because, I mean, when you look at it, they're obsessing over anthropomorphic animals that... they don't even... they don't even look human, and they're more animalistic, and it's like, yeah, I totally bang that animal for $50.
Yeah, all right, Sean. Let's, your fetishes later.
That's a different episode.
Yeah, it's a different episode. That's gonna be the fetish episode.
Yeah.
But Gupta was mocked. He relentlessly tried to copyright strike any videos that re-uploaded it, and he kind of moved off the internet afterwards because he couldn't recover. Now there is a theory that it was a troll video, that he was just ahead of his time.
Yeah, but who really believes that? Let's be honest
I mean,
here.
it could be possible that he was being ironic, because at the time no one was really ironic. Maybe he was just really. He was well spoken and kind of witty. So it is possible that it was a massive troll.
I have a hard time believing that, because when you're looking at his other content and what he centers himself around, it seems kind of hard to believe that he would do that as a troll.
It's possible. I still don't know. But I think Kirk consensus is it was legit. But it has been mocked. You've probably seen it somewhere. It's just... God. Actually, I think Cream was on the list.
Isn't she like 5?
She's 6. Yeah. Well, yeah. That least terrible thing someone has done. But yeah. All right. Now the next guy, I think. Oh yeah, Richard Kuda, the everyone's favorite Sonic guy. He was a very interesting individual. He had a favorite Sonic property. It was the games, but his favorite Sonic thing ever was Sonic Sat AM. This man.
Oh, the Sonic Saturday AM.
Yeah, Saturday AM.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Now, Richard, my man, he loved Sonic Sat AM. And I mean, he loved Sonic Sat AM to the point that, like, he tried to keep it everywhere in the zeitgeist. So much so that he legitimately made his own fan fiction, and well, a lot of people did, but like him specifically, he made his own ending and would send it to studios to try to make it made. He posted this on message boards. He posted it on a lot of places with his own custom ending. And he did get a response from Sega, which said they were possibly considering it. Possibly.
Huh.
Which to good old Richard, good old Dick, he took this as, we did it, baby, it's back. We got Sonic Sat AM back. And he runs out just kind of just telling everyone he's done it. He's making the movie. He's making his Sat AM movie. He made his new Sat AM show. It's real. It's legit. Then he gets talked. Then Sega comes to him and says, hey, we didn't say anything like that. We said we're possibly considering. We never said we're doing it. And then obviously later it's revealed that they are making a Sonic movie, not about Sat AM. And yeah, it just crushes. It's just a massive humiliation for the guy. Another aspect of it was just because how pretentious and like very a know-it-all, an asshole he kind of was about it. I mean, this guy is kind of like the stereotypical I know more than you kind of person. Like, here's an example of the pretentious nature he was. He would go up to kids and correct them, like if they ever mentioned, Dr. Eggman. If any kids would talk about him, he would bring up like Dr. Eggman and say, "No, it's Dr. Robotnik," and correct kids over it. That kind of assholishness to him.
Yeah.
Which is just fucking cringe, dude. I think he has changed, but he also had a diaper fetish. Yeah. He liked to wear diapers and dress up like a baby.
Well, this isn't the fetish episode, so...
But hey, we're not here to kink shame. It's neither here nor there. He eventually did get his Sat AM movie made with slave labor animation from Argentina.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Like, he eventually got it made. Obviously, it was not that good. Voice acting was not that well. well made or put together. But hey, it was something.
Now, you want to talk about the...
No, there's still more to this guy's story.
Oh, okay. Please enlighten me. What else is there to this guy?
I think his most famous video is his live reaction to the Sonic 4 trailer.
Oh, the Sonic... please enlighten me. How did he react?
All right, so this is a legendary review. So basically, it's his live reaction of his face, and he has Sonic there. He's like, "All right, buddy, we're gonna watch the Sonic 4 trailer." This is completely legit, by the way. This wasn't like staged. He's like, it's just his face. You don't even see the screen or anything, but like you just hear it play, and he's like so excited. He's talking to his Sonic doll. He's like, "Yes, oh my gosh, Buzz Bombers. Oh yes, oh Green Hill Zone. This is gonna be great." Then you see the exact moment his soul is crushed. You see the exact moment where like he just feels so much defeat. You just see it in his face. His smile slowly fades. When the trailer ends, he kind of just stops. He's like, "Well, that was something. Sorry, buddy." He's talking to his Sonic doll. "Sorry, buddy. That wasn't what I was expecting. So I'm gonna put this away." Adult is talking, and he sits down, and he just starts breaking down. He's like
breaking down, crying.
"So Sega, I don't know what's going on. This was I hate this Sonic Rush port, this stupid mobile game." And he's like, this stupid Roger Craig Smith nonsense where he's fighting Dr. Eggman. Is that what we're calling him now? Dr. Eggman? This is not retro. It's just him breaking down, just feeling crushed, and him like starting to cry. And it was this whole video of a man losing faith, of a man dying inside.
And let's be honest, Sonic 4 is not a great game.
Yeah, it really was just mobile.
It was
mobile
definitely
game
mobile game trash, yeah.
And it's just him dying. I don't know, I think he's moved on from this now, but like it was funny, and he was made fun of for non-stop. I could be getting his name right. It's not Kudami, it was Gupta, but I don't know. But people just made fun of him for it. I think he's still online now, but he's it definitely was a laugh riot of his just mental breakdown.
Do you want to move on to the next top, or not move on? Do you want to go into the Sally Acorn doll?
Yeah, all right, sure.
So, this was a 4chan post, right?
I think it was 4chan. It was either 4chan or Reddit.
So there was a 4chan or Reddit post back in the early 2000s, and it was originally a picture of it was a Sally Acorn doll in its early stages, and you could see that there is bones being made in the skeletal portion of the doll.
Keep in mind, this was made as a sex doll, by the way.
Yes.
This was for Love Time. This was a self-made sex doll. At first glance, it looked like a human in a costume.
Yes. At first glance, it looked like because you get the whole. First, it was like a full shot of the completed doll. It was a Sally Acorn doll, and they thought it was a human. And second, they made a second post, and then it shows the creation of it. And if you can clearly see in the photo that there's actual human bones that were made in the skeletal structure of the Sally Acorn doll. And people were at the time on 4chan were like trying to figure out, is this real? Like, did this person actually kill a person and use it to make a stinking Sally Acorn sex doll? I mean, and eventually it was found out that it was made out of wood.
Well, the guy came clean and said it was wood.
Yeah,
he didn't want people to think he actually filed a corpse.
Yeah. And he said, no, it's made out of wood. Don't worry,
it was
guys.
a really well-made skeleton.
Yeah,
it was
like
very neatly made.
If you look it up right now, the fact that it fooled people, it looks really good for how for its carving. I mean, it's just sad
I don't know if he was a professional carpenter or not.
I mean, it's just sad that he put his carpentering skills into a freaking sex doll for Sally Acorn of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fucking weird story. I think he goes into deeper on the original post. I don't know if it's archived or not. Maybe it's not. But I know he said, I think it took him 24 weeks
So, dude, I don't know if this dude was employed or not. I'm just gonna assume that he was. After his 9 to 5 job, he came home and he willingly worked on this doll for 24
Worked
weeks.
in a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
A lot of ways he worked on that.
I don't know.
High five.
Hell yeah. I don't know if I should commend this guy or feel disgusted that he put that much effort.
Oh, he's
into it.
talented, clearly.
I mean, yeah, but it's like the fact that he wasted his talents on this. It's kind of depressing in a way that he wasted this time building this. And you can go online and see what this dude did. And I mean, he's clearly talented and he could put his efforts into other things, but he chose this.
Yeah, it's a peculiar thing. Like I know he said he's never gonna do something like it again because it took so much time and effort.
But the fact that he did it is, I mean, dude spent 2 years on this. 2 years on building the stall because he said 24. Well, no, not 24. I was thinking 12 months, 24 months. So, dude spent half a year building this.
Yeah, half.
Sorry, I
24 weeks, I believe.
I'm gonna edit that out. The part where it made me sound like a complete idiot.
Well, you've been doing that the entire podcast.
You know what, AJ? I can very easily delete this and lose our 2 hours worth of podcast.
You know, Sean, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you cannot tell that in front of Sean Jr.
I am Sean Jr.
Oh, that's right, you are. Fuck. I don't know where this is gone. All right, yeah. So look what the skeleton has brought us to.
We're talking about my status at being a junior. This is, I mean, I don't know. We're kind of losing it. I mean, this has been a 2-hour podcast. This is also all brought to you by the dude that made the
Sally Acorn doll. Yeah.
Sally Acorn doll. All right. You want to go to the final topic, or do you got anything else to say about?
I meant we
Sally
could
Acorn?
go to the final topic, or we can save those two fandoms for a different day.
What else? Because what else do we have? I know we still have the. What's it called? Did we go over Toon Critic Y2K?
No, that we can save them for our Brony episode.
Well, we can still go over that. I mean, I don't mind.
I feel like a Brony. I think we should have that with Chris on board and Josh. I think that's more fun if they're here.
I mean, I don't know.
I think we can go in deeper fandoms. I think right now these are like the main fandoms. We're doing like main fan. We did Weebs. We did Sonic. We did
It just feels. I don't know. It just feels kind of incomplete not talking about the Brony. You want to just do a light run over it?
We could do like a beat. No, I think we should save it for a different episode.
All right.
Now however, we can talk about Pokemon fans.
Okay, yeah. So we'll leave the Bronies for another day. We'll go into the Pokemon fans.
Pokemon fans, yes. Like especially right now, like I think this is a perfect time to talk about Pokemon fans. Let's talk about people card scalpers.
Oh gosh. All right. So
you can go into this, Sean.
No. You worked at GameStop, and you told me that when you first got hired, you were being trained in the ways of figuring out whether if those were real cards or not.
Oh yeah, I think because GameStop is switching over to being like majority.
Yeah, it's
card game.
That's what I've noticed a lot about the about a lot of the video game stores around us. I mean, there's a game store that we go to regularly, and it's starting to encroach more on cards in the store. Like, more space is being taken up by trading cards. And there was even a video game store that I used to go to that's now just a card store. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think trading cards are becoming way too inclusive. But yeah, even, like you said, even GameStop's starting to do that.
Yeah, the thing about scalpers, like, listen, I used to collect Pokemon cards. I collect a lot of Pokemon cards. They're all in my drawer. But, you have to be you are like a sad, pathetic loser to just basically start buying them and then trying to sell them back to kids at an inflated price.
Yeah.
You really are a scumbag, honestly.
I mean, it's gotten to the point where the stinking stores what's it called? Retail stores are having to keep the stinking trading cards behind lock and key and preventing scalpers from just walking up and taking all the Pokemon cards and just walking up and selling it on buying it and then going and reselling it.
I know there was a story recently where some person he took his own car and rammed it into a store and stole the Pokemon cards.
Yeah, scalpers are getting out of control on the trading card scene because just to make a quick buck, it's freaking ridiculous.
Listen,
the level it's at now.
So I don't know what caused the massive boom in Pokemon cards. Like I don't know why, but like I think this year and last year, I don't know, Pokemon cards became bigger than ever. Everyone was like getting into Pokemon cards.
Yeah, Pokemon cards, like same with anime. It really got it really can't. I mean,
are people playing the game?
No,
or just collecting.
I don't think anyone really plays the game, but like I think with anime, like the same thing with anime.
I know people are actually playing Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering is being played, but like in 2020, what was I gonna say? It really became a whole big boom in 2020 during COVID, and people were locked at home, and they're just going and buying stuff online. Pokemon cards, I think along with anime was one of those things where people found a newfound hobby in, and they started doing that.
Yeah, collecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Pokemon as a fandom as a whole, like I like Pokemon. Don't get me wrong; it's a classic game. So I fucking hate the scalpers and all the people that are just now getting into it. Like, there's nothing wrong with now just getting into this game series, but they've made trying to buy the old games fucking impossible.
Yeah, even like the video games are almost impossible to find anymore. It's like crazy.
Yeah, at the game store we go to, just not even with the game cartridge, not even the whole box, just the game cartridge alone is $160 for like Pokemon Diamond.
Yeah, and like buying
out of the box, just the game itself.
Yeah, like what's it called? Pokemon Emerald.
It's $300.
In the box, it's $750 actually.
Yeah. I've just kind of accepted. I think I stopped looking for. I'm just buying them on Amazon. They're far cheaper on Amazon.
Well, nowadays I can't even like nowadays if I might just if I want to play those old Pokemon games, I might just do emulation. At this point,
everyone does emulation. No, emulation's okay with on Apple.
I mean, at this point, emulation I think is really the only way you can really play any video games anymore. I mean, like I said, games on like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, PS3. And games around consoles around that era, I'm gonna buy. I mean, I have the original console, so I'll buy the original game. But like the older games, I'm just gonna emulate.
Yeah.
Like games pre N64, I'm just gonna emulate.
You know what was wild is when I was in Japan, that's where I bought my Game Boy. And you know how expensive just this regular a Game Boy was.
Yeah, it was like. Didn't you say it was like $80?
It was only $80 for a Game Boy Color, an in-condition a mint condition Game Boy Color. Yeah, they're just selling them on the street, just like at basically like a little
like curbside
stores, or just in like stores that were just like very small, just open out in the open. But I guess it's more just Japanese like trust system, but still, like you could buy them anywhere. I remember I bought Pokemon Red and Green, one Japanese version, one English version.
Yeah, Green's the original
yeah, Japanese.
Version.
I bought the Red and English. You don't know how expensive they both were?
Didn't you say like $20 or $30?
Yeah, $30 both.
Yeah, it's like, and if you come to the game store down the street, not naming names, it's gonna be like $60 or $70.
Yeah,
maybe even $80.
Yeah, dude, fucking Pokemon Yellow was $80 at the store.
Yeah. And
don't even start on Crystal, Diamond, and Gold and Silver.
Screw that. How about Heart Gold and Soul Silver being $400?
Oh, dude, yeah.
And what about other games on the?
I just do Delta Emulator now.
Yeah, I mean at this point, emulators are probably the only thing that are going to really be able to let us play. And then and it doesn't help that the scalpers on video games and in cards. They buy all the games, they hold a monopoly on them, and then they just resell them above market price.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, dude. Honestly, it's hard. I'm glad people are getting into retro games now.
Yeah,
but it's just annoying.
Yeah, it was at a like I remember back in 2016, like one instance. There's a game called the game Conquer's Bad Fur Day, right?
Yeah.
Back in 2018, that game was like $90, $100. It's still egregious, but nowadays it's like $300.
Oh yeah, dude. Yep. Like, and the same with PlayStation games. Like, I think that's more because PlayStation itself is just getting rid of old content on their stores and then jacking up the prices.
Yeah.
But still, like, it just sucks. Like, I'm glad people are getting into retro games, but like, it's
And then it doesn't help, even with the new consoles, it doesn't help that the scalpers are holding a monopoly on all of the games that are releasing. They show up on day one and then they buy all of it and just resell it for like egregious prices. Like, for instance, the classic PlayStation 5 Series X debacle, where for I think a year, almost 2 years, you couldn't get your hands on either of them.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like so annoying. We were talking about Pokemon fans originally.
Well, I think we just went into general media fandoms.
Yeah.
And
well, I wouldn't even call scalpers fandoms because they're not fans of Pokemon. Let's be honest. But there are some annoying Pokemon fans. I think Gen 1ers.
Okay, so Gen 1 is tied with Gen 3 of being my favorite, but the people that say that Gen 1 is the best and all other generations are just garbage, you can tell that they were millennials that never grew up past the Gen 1. They're the kind of people that can name all the 151 Pokemon Pokedex in order.
Yeah, it's they're very very elitist, we can say.
Yeah.
But again, like I kind of get where they're coming from now, but still, like I like a lot of the Pokemon games. I get there's a lot of problems with modern Pokemon games, but like I think obviously the recent games just feel like carbon copy slop. Or in the recent games, issue Gooner material. Fucking Kojima with the fucking feet pics.
Didn't they do that with Pokemon, not Sword and Shield, but the one after that?
No, it was a recent one. It was I think Pokemon. It was another Pokemon Legends game or something. What's the fucking latest one? You know, where the one that go back to Kalos.
The latest Pokemon game.
I don't think it was main series or maybe spinoff.
Z Legends.
Yeah, Z Legends. That was it.
Legends.
Yeah. The recent one, yeah. I remember the fucking internet went wild over Hex Maniac, and then everyone started gooning to the fucking more characters, and the fact that like one of the female characters had like in-depth feet pics. It's just like we're going off topic. We're just talking about fucking Game Freak.
Well, this is Pokemon.
Yeah. Like, granted, I don't think there's not really that many degenerates in the Pokemon community. I mean, there are. Don't be wrong.
I mean, the Hex Maniac freaks about the people.
At least Hex Maniac's an adult woman.
Yeah, and then them gooning over the whole scene where it's like, I made this milk straight from me, and like, oh my gosh, it's turbo milk.
So like the idea of this breast
they
milk.
were freaking out about that.
I mean, like, it's. I think it's a different thing. Granted, there's far more degenerates. I think the people that goon over the kids.
Yeah. So you want to go over the topic of the 3 types of gooners in Pokemon?
There's 3 types of Pokemon gooners. The kid lovers, the animal lovers, and the adult woman lovers.
Yeah, you fall into one of those 3 categories, and there's no
gray area.
There's no gray area. There's no overlapping. It's just
you either like animals, you either like kids, or you just like adult women.
Yeah, and
one is clearly better than the other 2.
One is clearly the legal option, and the other 2 you should be behind bars.
Yeah. It is like a weird like trifecta.
And it really hit its head at I think really the whole Pokemon gooning thing. I mean, it started to rear its ugly head with the Gen 4.
Why don't they start Gen 3 with Gardevoir?
Well, okay, yeah, Gen 3 with Gardevoir, that's when the whole Pokemon lovers arose. Then Gen 4 arose with the adult women lovers with the champion.
Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia.
Well,
Where did the kid lovers arise? Where would you say the kid lovers arose?
I think the entire series.
From the beginning?
Definitely with Misty.
Misty, yeah. So I would say maybe Gen 1.
I think
maybe
the adult women lovers also got Sabrina, so.
Yeah,
And Jessie.
Yeah, Jessie and Sabrina. And maybe Gen 3.
Professor Ivy.
I mean, for Gen 3, the little kid lovers arose
With May.
With May, yeah.
Well, then also, they also got Flannery. A lot of people liked Flannery.
Who the hell's that?
She's one of the gym leaders.
What generation?
Gen 3. She was the fire gym leader. We're just going, just like talking about like people, like characters, fictional characters people jerk off to.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is her. Now I remember. Yeah.
I think the only real like actual toxic element is just competitive. If you're talking about like real Pokemon fans, I think just competitive teams, people who take like the competitive series, like Pokemon like Combat, or was it Pokemon Tournament Stadium, Pokemon Tournament or Showdown,
Pokemon tournaments.
You know the online website Pokemon Showdown.
The card game.
No,
like the actual Pokemon video game.
Yeah, Pokemon Showdown. Like I think people who take actual this camp like the online tournament scene. I think there's a large toxic element there.
Like the EV trainers. Like
that this get obsessed with EVs. Granted, I can't really think of anything overtly negative besides just being very toxic in competition.
Yeah, those people are horrible. I absolutely despise those.
That's why I never really got into tournaments.
I never really got into tournaments. One, because I was absolutely atrocious at the game, and two, it's just those people are just extremely toxic. Mm-hmm. And I
don't want to waste my entire life figuring out which pixel means this Pokemon has good IVs.
Yeah, you got to look for the right pixel, and if it's like you got to roam around in these bushes for like 9 hours, and then eventually you'll find the Pokemon that you'll need that you can use to upgrade your Pokemon's EV stats to the max level.
You know what? Yeah, that is true. You know what? Let's make the final topic. Let's go back to where we started. Let's talk about GameStop.
Yeah, so
I think that's a good final topic.
We'll end it at GameStop, and then we can do our trademarked acapella exit.
Yeah,
it's trademarked too. You can't take it. It's ours.
It's ours.
If we ever catch y'all doing acapella at the very end of a podcast, you will meet.
You will hear from our lawyers.
You will hear from our lawyers.
Yeah, but so GameStop. You know, Sean, you talk about your opinions on GameStop. You take it away. You haven't talked a lot. You haven't been explanatory.
Well, no, I have been talking a lot. It's just you're the one that tells the stories because you got a good memory on this, and I can help expand on it.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, so with the whole GameStop thing, I mean, I like GameStop. I mean, really, who doesn't? I've noticed like it's a very beginner-friendly video game enjoyer place. Like if you want to go and find like a certain game and you want to find it quick, 9 times out of 10 GameStop's gonna have it. And it's great and all, but as the years go on, it just seems that they offer less and less and less, and it feels like you're more living in a loot crate.
I mean, again, it's not for the gamers really anymore. I know me just going on Sellouts, right, will make sure I never get hired by them again. But still, it's more just merch now. A majority of their stuff was merch for the longest time. It still kind of is. But they are shifting over to cards. Like, I was working there, they did tell me that we're shifting over to cards. Yeah, cards.
It doesn't even really.
I get annoyed by like you sell video games, like dude.
It doesn't even feel like they want to focus on video games anymore.
No, not really. Like, I mean, I remember GameStop back in the day tried to switch over to mobile games and just phones.
Yeah,
which didn't.
Well,
go
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The GameStop is only still around because I think God finds it funny. Like every single time they're nearly bankrupt, some miracle comes in at the last moment and saves them. Like Reddit. Like fucking Reddit coming in and saving them at the last final second.
Yeah. And they keep finding new ways to fuck themselves over, only for them to be rescued from extinction.
You know, like, again, like, there's not really that, like, there's good merch, but you can find that merch, like, other places.
And
there's
better versions.
Better versions. Now, I will say, I do like the trade-in feature at GameStop. I'm glad you can still trade in games. And I do think they're cheaper when it comes to retro games. When they have retro games.
Yeah.
Older games. But a majority of your aisle is just stuff I could go to Walmart for.
Yeah, it's like none of them really have any good things anymore.
They have the only thing they do have, again, is still just merchandise, like your wall of Funko Pops, your wall of trading cards. They used to have, I think, a little bit better merch, but even now it's just kind of generic stuff. Those are the ones like the one I worked at, and then the others in our area. They don't have like a big library. Most of their games are either just very new games that are like at a very high price.
Yeah, and they just don't like. I remember going in and trying to buy Resident Evil 9, and I couldn't find it for the life of me, and like none of them. And I go to other areas like, yeah, we got it, you got it. Yeah, it's like, but I went there. It's like, yeah, no, we don't have it, but we do have pre-orders for, I don't know, some random game.
Yeah. I keep going there. I'm asking, hey, do you have this game? Do you have that game? This is a new release game. Oh, we don't have it. And I know they keep downsizing, switching over to cards. And it's just kind of infuriating. Like, I guess I have to go to a local store, which is nothing wrong with that. Just going to a video game specific store. But even those stores are switching over to cards.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find the exact thing you want.
Yeah, and the stinking, what's it called? GameStop just, you can tell that they've had games on their shelf for like the longest time ever, and it just seems like more and more of the space that's taken up on their shelves is just a bunch of shovelware games. And like you'll like for every like 10 shovelware games, you'll find a game that's actually worth
find one gem.
Buying. Well, not even a gem, like a game that's actually worth buying. For the gems, it's like every 50 shovelware games you find one gem.
Every 50 stores, really.
Pretty much, yeah. There's nothing there anymore.
I would say that like working there and being in their back rooms, that is incredibly true. Is like they have a lot of rare games, old games, and stuff that would fly off the shelves if like the stores would prioritize like that market, which I don't think the board thinks is profitable. When I was working there, in the back rooms, they had like a Pokemon Black and White poster. They had a copy of Pokemon Platinum. They had a lot of old like PlayStation games in the back. They had a few Game Boy Advances, and they weren't like selling them. We can't really sell these. I'm like, why? Did people turn them in? No, we've had them for years. We just can't really sell them. We're not allowed. There's not really a market for it to sell them at.
Which is ridiculous because I swear I'd go in and buy them right now.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking gold right now. They have a lot of like Game Boy games. They have Game Boy Advance games, a whole bucket full of them, and like they're not selling them.
Which is ridiculous.
Like, one of the ones they had I think they had Advance Wars.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was. They had Advance Wars, and they didn't think it would sell, so they didn't bother putting it out. Obviously, like I said, they had Pokemon up. They had Pokemon Platinum. I think I said Pokemon Platinum. It's just, it's madness, really. It's really madness. Now, to be fair, the last time I was in GameStop, I think they are switching over to retro games. They're starting to flirt with the idea of retro games, saying that retro games have become more and more popular.
Yeah, because I went to the one in the mall, and I saw that they had like a little mini shelf of 360 games.
And the one the one I went to, the one where I live, when I worked, they have a shelf now for retro games, and they've advertising it's for retro stuff. They've finally taken all the stuff out from the back, but like it's clearly not going through with it. They have a clear market now, but not really that well organized. I think they're flirting with the idea, though. Knowing GameStop, they're probably going to stop it if they get too much money. They're like, oh, this is too successful. Get rid of it.
Yeah. And it's how do I put it? They're not gonna. How do I put? Yeah, they're gonna find a way to screw themselves over. I mean, yeah, they're probably doing really good right now, but they're gonna screw themselves over.
Yeah. It's just more just depressing, really. So much for up by the gamer for the gamer.
That whole idea really fell away a long time ago.
Yeah. So by the gamer for the gamer. It's like I think it's gonna go to the fate of GameFly. Is GameFly even still around?
Yeah, it is actually still around.
Huh? How are they doing?
Let's see. Let's pull her up.
GameFly. We can compare stocks. GameFly stocks versus GameStop stocks.
Pull her up. GameFly. There it is. GameFly. Rent and save. Choose a game, and so they're doing movies now.
So they're basically doing what Netflix used to do.
Yeah. Buy rent a game, or you can buy or rent a game because they offer buying the games now. Well, I mean they did back then, but yeah.
I know a lot of people. I don't know if that's going to be really good now or just really bad now because I think a lot more people want to own it physically forever.
Yeah, I mean the whole idea of digitally owning games is starting to come back at people, and I think there's a giant wave pushing now. That's
not
really
digital, physical. You mean?
Yeah, that's calling for. We want to own physical games, and it's because specifically a lot of the companies nowadays are shying away from physical media.
I mean, obviously, like Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation. Well, PlayStation and Nintendo, they don't want to have physical games in their next days. I think PlayStation is trying to go fully digital, and obviously PlayStation and Nintendo got really comfortable with the idea of you won't own it, you don't own it. Like, you won't own it. You buy it, but you don't own it, and we can take it away at any time.
And then you get the Nintendrones and all the Nintendo fans that are totally okay with this.
Yeah. Xbox, I think, is getting there. But,
Xbox is pretty much dead.
Yeah, Xbox is pretty much dead. They decided to kill the Game Pass. They straight up decided to murder the Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass is pretty much dead.
So the current subscription, they keep it the same price, but they lower what you got for it originally, and they added a new subscription bar that's twice as what it originally was, what you were paying for.
And what you originally got.
Yeah.
For the cheaper one.
Yeah.
Xbox is dead.
Yeah, Xbox is dead. Phil Spencer killed it.
Yeah, Phil Spencer killed it. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Phil. Are you happy, Phil?
You happy what you did?
Are you happy, Mr. Spencer?
Are you happy?
I'm sure he's happy.
I'm sure he quit. Yeah, he didn't quit. He retired.
He retired.
With a lot of money.
I'm sure he's unhappy what happened to his 76 base. Yeah. People kept rating it after what happened.
Guys, I can't play. Let me play.
I can't play Fallout 76 anymore. You keep raiding my base. Fuck you, Phil Spencer. Just nukes his settlement again and again. Every time he logs in, nuclear tactical strike.
Everyone just targets him.
Yeah, just fucking burns his house down. Yeah, it's a sad world out there for game enjoyers. One hand, I'm glad people are getting back into physical media. Sad news, less for me.
And prices go up.
Yeah, right. Less for me. It used to be clean pickings for me. I could find a lot of stuff with only people competing with people that were interested in the same interests as I had, which there were a lot, but I still had a good category to select from. Now the prices are double and they fly off the shelves.
And you get less.
Yeah, you get less. Yeah. Isn't that sad, Sean? That's the fate of the world.
It's depressing.
Depressing, really.
Depressing.
What's the last game you bought?
Retro or physical? Or
really
modern?
Just physical. Yeah.
Last modern physical game that I bought was Resident Evil 9.
I meant retro one from a game store.
Oh, last retro game I bought?
Yeah, retro physical media. I'm not talking regular game. I meant
one that's not sold at a regular retail store, basically. So, it was going to be The Last Story on Wii. I bought that at the Comic-Con convention.
I bought Dino Crisis.
Yeah, I've yet to play the last story 2 because I lost the remote to change the input on the TV, and I can't use the AV.
Oh, you can't use just like... Is there not like a physical button on there?
No, there's not.
Huh.
It's the TV over there. Well, you guys can't see, but it's the one over there in my room. AJ can see it. And yeah, I lost the remote to change the input.
Huh.
So yeah, we can't play it. So it's just sitting on my shelf collecting dust.
The Trial of Sean.
It looks cool though. I own the collector's edition, and it looks really neat.
The Great Trial of Sean. Tortured. That's your great torture.
Can't play Mario Kart anymore. It pisses me off.
Yes, it's a tragedy.
Tragedy.
The great tragedy of Sean.
They're gonna make movies out of this. The Tragedy of Sean. It'll be called Tragedy and Hope.
No. Hey, do you want to talk about the Mario movie?
We get another episode.
All right, you want to end it now?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 34 minutes.
All right. Oh, also, we just want to mention before we head off, our first video has recently hit 100 views. We're at currently 106 views, so it means it's been 1 year, and 106 of you people out there, we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to watch two retards talk about Halloween movies and cryptids.
Yes, thank you all my favorite unemployed people for sticking by and listening to us. Thank you so much.
Two broke college kids that have no money to their names.
Yeah, and if we get to 1,000 views, we will have a Sean striptease.
No, we're not gonna have that.
We are gonna have that.
We are not gonna have that.
Thank you, my fellow Sellouts. This has been AJ
and Sean.
Goodbye.